Gene therapy eye drops restored a boy's sight, and similar treatments could potentially help millions more.
The treatment, called Vyjuvek, uses an inactivated herpes simplex virus to deliver working copies of a gene that helps produce a protein called collagen 7. Drug maker Crystal Biotech made a new version. The FDA granted approval for compassionate usage. It's not a one-time treatment, but the insight has opened the door to similar therapies that could potentially treat people with other eye diseases. I'm Jennifer King.
Israeli lawmakers have gathered in a stormy session voting on a key portion of Prime Minister Netanyahu's plan to reshape the country's justice system. This despite massive protests that have broken out across the country. The vote's expected today, just hours after Netanyahu was released from the hospital. He had emergency heart surgery with a pacemaker implanted. The 73-year-old says he feels just fine. News and analysis, townhall.com. In elections, there are often snappy shorthand names used to describe the type of voters who may help decide the winner. 2024 will be no exception.
In past election cycles, there have been soccer moms or security moms, even NASCAR dads, and now mama bears. They're conservative mothers and grandmothers who've organized for parental rights, including banning discussion of so-called gender identity in schools. They're also among the most coveted voters so far in the 2024 Republican presidential primary.
And that's correspondent Ken Lorman. Twitter's Bluebird will soon be taking flight. Elon Musk has unveiled a new black and white X logo to replace Twitter's famous bird. Musk following through with a major rebranding of the social media platform he purchased for $44 billion last year. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday. Welcome to it.
Yes, sir.
I know, it's summer. Although, we got a good rain Saturday night.
We got it. I know it was expected, sort of, but like it's still. I wasn't fully expecting it. It was a day of 90s amidst days of hundreds that we've had.
Yeah.
And I admittedly didn't get a chance to use much of the Saturday that I should have.
Yeah.
But I tried to get out early on Sunday before it got just
too unbearable,
devastating, and get some stuff done around the house. But,
back to normal hotness, but there was that little there for a minute. And,
hope you enjoyed your double digits, everybody.
It was like I think it was about 11:30 Saturday night when I noticed it started raining. I was watching TV and kind of wrapping up the evening, and I'm like, I think I'm hearing thunder and lightning, and then went to the bathroom before I went to bed, and because I have that skylight, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you can hear the rain. I'm like, this is awesome. So I drifted off to sleep nicely Saturday night amongst the rain there. But I hope everyone had a good weekend.
Oh yeah,
hope it was fun and productive for those that fun for those that wanted to be fun, and productive for those that wanted to be productive.
Productive-ish, we'll call it.
Yeah. I don't know if production. I mean, I got some honey. I got a haircut. That was the most productive thing I did all week.
Yeah, you're looking a little.
Yeah, I think
a little thinner up top.
That was the most productive thing I did all week.
Nice.
Was I lopped some hair off my head. Other than that, pretty low key. Cooked some things, ate some things.
That's what that's what like personalities prefer on our time off. We just want to hide.
Yeah.
I call it cocooning.
Yeah, it kind of is. I kind of am like that.
I just want to be in my space with my stuff.
I don't really say it out loud, but it kind of just goes that way.
Pay a lot of money for utilities and for stuff. It's like I want to be around the stuff that I'm paying my money for.
Yeah. Yeah, I got my wife into a TV show this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I finally got her to watch the Apple Plus show. Oh, shoot. It just went right at him. The one with Harrison Ford. Shrinking. Thank
Is it?
you.
Yeah.
Shrinking. Shrinking was not coming to me. I kept like fishing. What is that movie? Something in ing.
Something with an ing. Chang and ing. No, that's
Shrinking. Yeah,
yes.
we're about 6 or 7 episodes into that now. So we I think it's 10 in the thing, but she likes it. She likes it. I'm like, all right, good. A win for me.
There you go.
Win for television viewing.
I would definitely call that a win.
Yeah.
Throw it in the W.
They got a Beanie Babies movie coming out.
Like a documentary? Or?
No, a movie. And I think it's going to be in theaters first and then go to Apple Plus.
Is it like the origin story of like Ty, the guy who made Beanie Babies?
Well, I don't know exactly. It kind of looks like that. But all you know, it's like the Beanie. It's called Beanie something.
Beanie Mania?
And I saw the trailer for it while watching Apple Plus. And the only person I recognized was the redhead from Succession. If you watch Succession, she's in it.
Okay.
I don't remember her name. She's one of the daughter. She's the daughter in the Succession
I wanted to start
show.
Succession. I've heard really good things. I haven't started it yet, though. But
it's a good show if you like corporate-y. It's not like an action show where there's, helicopters and guns and blazing and all that.
The reason I wanted to watch it was more like it. I've heard a lot of people say that it sort of like mirrors the McMahon family and kind of like how he sort of like swooped in and like screwed the family out of business. And
I think one could argue it's pretty much any multi-conglomerate company. It kind of just mirrors that, where it's the dad's the billionaire and then he's got the kids that, are going to want to take over control and everyone's kind of jockeying for control to take over the business. And that's pretty much the premise.
The girl you're
show.
talking about, by the way, I'm guessing is Sarah Snook.
Oh, I don't know her name.
But the show, apparently, it's called The Beanie Bubble.
Beanie Bubble, that's it.
Comes July 28th, and it actually stars Zach Galifianakis and Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, okay. See, all I caught was her. I didn't catch the others.
It says it's a behind-the-scenes look. Let's see. Bring up the thing. It's basically the story of, I'm assuming, Ty, who's the creator of Beanie Babies. That's the story. Yeah, it's essentially his like coming up and like how he came up with the idea for Beanie Babies and how it just took off and
then
gained a life of its own.
And then
of course, that's a fascinating like story. The guy who created Beanie Babies also created the idea of artificially retiring them to up their value.
Okay,
like he would retire Beanie Babies and make them just completely unavailable.
Well, that makes
he would
sense.
announce that this is the final day you can get them, and it really did up their collectability.
People lost their ever-loving mind trying to get those things.
Yep,
it was.
Dude, I lived it, man. My mom was an avid beanie collector.
All of that is Cabbage Patch Kids' fault.
Still has some in plastic containers.
Problem is, none of them are worth a thing now.
No,
back 10, 20, 15, 20, 30 years ago, you probably could have got some money for them.
Here's the thing. You find them valued online for a high dollar, but that's just the valuation. Notice nobody's buying them.
Yeah, you got to get someone willing to pay for that. 15, 20 years ago, you would have. Now, no way. No way someone's willing to pay.
It was a little bit infuriating to me, though. And I know the value and all that, but it was a little bit infuriating to me when I was watching a documentary about Ty and the whole Beanie Babies creation. And Rhiannon was watching it with me, and she noticed one of the Beanie Babies, and she ran in her room and grabbed it and brought it to me. And I don't know where she got it from. I'd gotten like a bag of toys from a friend. Maybe it came in that. Sure. But it was a dirty, beaten up with no tag Princess Diana bear.
And that's probably what worth money.
That was the one that was like the worth money one.
The golden egg, the goose laid the golden egg one.
Yeah, but I had a dirty, beaten up one who was like, nope, go play with your Beanie Baby.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Enjoy the way a kid should enjoy. Of course, this coming from somebody who, as soon as I get my action figures, I open them. As a kid, I can't leave things new in box.
Yeah,
those kids scared me.
Yeah. Well,
I knew a kid, and I'll say his name right now because he's 3 states away if he's anywhere. His name's Mark Gibson. That kid was creepy. He had shock white hair at like 8, and that kid kept his toys new in box.
I'd like to see Mark now, and he probably looks like Malfoy or whatever.
Right.
Voldemort. He said white hair.
I'm sorry, I can't fully trust somebody with shock white hair at a young age. Like, what trauma did you experience?
Yeah, it sounds like something out of Poltergeist, doesn't it?
That kid was a jerk anyways.
I knew a kid, one of my friends growing up, he didn't, like, he wasn't a collector kept in the box, but, like, he always got the best stuff, and he always, like, treated it like it was gold. Like he had the G.I. Joe base when no one else had the base.
Right.
And it looked like it came right out the box. Like, I'm sure, like, to this day, I'm friends with him still. And matter of fact, he's the guy that was at the Capitol building and all him. He's the kid. That
security guard. Okay.
That guy. Like, to this day, he's the dude's got to have the shiny new toy. He's got to have, like, as a grown man, he's got a sweet Corvette. Sweet Harley, nice. Sweet Hummer. He's just that guy. He has, and that's just the way he's been like that his whole life. Like when we were kids, and for that hot minute we're into skateboarding, we all got crappy old Nash boards and whatnot. Here's him with his Tony Hawk special jobber.
Oh dang!
You know, we go to play hockey. We all got our free Capital sticks we're playing with. He's got his Milek one that was specially made. You know what I mean? It's
always cool having the friend that had the cool toys.
Yeah.
Because like I had a friend and I had a Nintendo. Like I got gifted a Nintendo when I was like, I think it was like 3 years after it came out.
Yeah.
The basic NES. My best friend Josh down the street had a Super Nintendo, and that thing was sweet.
Yeah.
I used to love running down to his house and having like marathon Tecmo Super Bowl sessions and stuff.
Oh yeah. But he was that guy. And he was an only child, but he grew up to be fine. He wasn't spoiled like one.
Well, he got security clearance. He's obviously doing all right for himself.
But he was always that guy that had the nicest stuff and had the and then it was always like he had the good stuff. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. Well, I jealously stew over
other people's cool new toys.
Yeah, the base. But sometimes that blew up in his face. Like, he'd try to get trendy with stuff, and you're like, you're not that guy. Why you got that? Because he had his phases where he was kind of like a headbanger and then a hip-hop guy, and then, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Kind of dressed for the occasion.
Sure. Pick the era and you run with it.
Yeah. So let me give you the rundown for today's show. Here in just a few minutes, Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, will join us, give us an update on what's happening in and around the city. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had on Friday with Alethea and Bryce from the Roswell Community Theater, talking about their Curtains Rising event coming up at the Liberty on the 5th, and then right after that, their first shows of the season, weekends after that, so we'll get that update. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, for 9:15, we're going to have the folks from Wings for Life join us, give us an update on what's going on there. And just if you're not familiar with it, they do a lot of great work for folks in the community. And so we'll get an update from them here about 9:15.
There you go.
Plus, all of your other features include the news of the local, national variety, your Wall Street business updates, and all that good stuff, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, though, let's just get the bad news out of the way now. Here's your weather.
Here's your suck.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Another heat advisory in effect today. Our afternoon highs 103 to 107, and we'll be getting sunshine. For the overnight hours, clear, and we're in the mid-70s, and then 105 to 110 for the afternoon highs on Tuesday. A little bit breezy and lots of sun. We're in the mid-70s for Tuesday night, and then sunny and hot again on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 75 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 34%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour. In case you needed a reminder, it's going to be hot today. The heat advisory will kick in at noon and remain in effect through 8 p.m. this afternoon or this evening. Sunny today and 106 with south winds 5 to 15. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 72 degrees with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly sunny, and once again, highs right around 106. South winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, sunny and 107. South winds 5 to 15. Thursday, mostly sunny and 105. Friday, sunny and 102. And then 100 and sunny on Saturday, 100 and sunny on Sunday. So at least we're consistent. All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to talk with Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good July run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and yearlings and cow-calf pairs. We expect to sell 950 head, breaking down like this: 100, 125 weighing cows and bulls, 100, 125 pairs of bred cows, 700, 750 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 21 Holstein weigh cows off one dairy, 49 black Holstein cross heifers off one dairy, 750 to 1,000 pounds. 15 pairs of Angeles Ranch, Pecos, Texas, ex-quality black white face Angus and Brangus cross cows with Angus calves. Pairs 5 to 10 years old. 25 cow-calf pairs, Mr. Robert Williams, Van Horn, Texas. Good quality medium frame Brangus cross cows, thin to medium condition with black calves. 4 to 9 years old. 12 cow-calf pairs, Pete Copolis, El Paso, Texas. Mostly straight Chianita pairs out of registered stock, 4 to 9 years old. 41 calves, CNR Ranches, Marfa, Texas. Ex-quality black white face, and white face calves, shots at Brandon, 400 to 550 pounds. 70 calves, Mr. Kenneth Heritage, Fort Stockton, Texas. Good quality black white face Brangus cross calves. Cattle weigh 90 plus days, 2 rounds of shots, 450, 550 pounds. 18 yearlings, Kincaid Brothers, Pinon, New Mexico. Ex-quality black Brangus cross yearlings, 650, 800 pounds. 19 yearlings, 2T Partnership, Pecos, Texas. Ex-quality black white face Angus crosses. Cattle weighing long time, 2 rounds of shots, 600 to 700 pounds. 29 calves, DK Boyd, Kermit, Texas. Excellent quality black and Charolais crossbreds in medium condition, 400 500 pounds. And 30 calves, the Berry Ranch, Fort Stockton, Texas. Ex-quality black white face calves, cattle weighing 30 days, 1 round of shots, bunk broke, 400 550 pounds. Sale time this morning will be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:45. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:30. We expect to sell 950 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Most of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed, or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
Join us at the Eddy County Fair, where we gather to honor the diligent young individuals driving southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industry forward. Let us come together at the Eddy County Fair to applaud and recognize the outstanding individuals who contribute to the growth and prosperity of our state. Pecos Valley Production takes pride in the accomplishments of our young farmers and ranchers and proudly supports the FFA and 4-H and is committed to the agricultural industry. PecosValleyProduction.com. Support your local farmer, fresh from our farm to you. Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has an immediate opening for a supervisor of operations. Candidate must have knowledge and experience in multiple oil field services. Bilingual not required, but preferred. Pressure Services also need vacuum truck operators. Positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Edge Safety Facility. Equal opportunity
Get
employer.
your summer grilling on with delicious homegrown beef from Runyon Cattle Beef. Get top choice grade A meat in whole, halves, or quarters delivered to your home freezer and experience the difference between store-bought and 100% locally grown Runyon Cattle Beef. Need seasoning? No problem. Runyon Cattle Beef's very own red meat seasoning and cactus salt are included with all beef orders. For pricing, orders, or more information, call Lisa Runyon at 575-760-5655 today.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Public Affairs Director, bless you, for the Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, Juanita Jennings, back with us, and from the Roswell Police Department, Officer Kidd with us this morning. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's your weekend? How's everybody doing?
Great.
Yeah,
Good.
It was a long weekend.
I think in Roswell, if there's events going on, pretty much every weekend's a long weekend for you, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm assuming do you get to work days? So did you get the weekend off? Or
Yes,
did you?
I have the weekend off.
All right, well, good. So you get it's like Monday for you, just like everybody else. Very good. Well, for folks that aren't familiar, of course, Juanita joins. Usually it's on a Thursday, but I screwed up scheduling, so here we are on a Monday. But Juanita usually pops in once a month and just keeps us up to date on things going on, either like at the Rec and Aquatic Center or just at pretty much any of the city facilities and things. Just goes what's going on with the city of Roswell. So time to learn stuff.
Yes, so we have a few updates today, and then I did bring Officer Kidd because we have an event coming up, so we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yes.
But most importantly, big announcement. So youth volleyball is happening at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center. Registration is occurring right now, so you can register your child, your grandchild at roswellconnect.com. It will begin right immediately after registration, which is around August 3rd.
Okay, so you got about 2-3 weeks here to get signed up.
About a week, I guess.
Is it that quick?
Yes, this is the last weekend of July.
Oh, it's the 24th. Yeah, you're right. Jeez. I was thinking I had another week on me. So you got about a week and a half.
A week and a half.
To get
so
it done.
make sure to sign up. Pretty much all ages to register, starting at 6 years old, 7.
Okay.
And then just go to roswellconnect.com. You can find all of the information. If you haven't signed up for the new program, you can do that as well. So a membership rate, and then there's just so many different activities that you can take part in. Youth basketball will be coming back as well.
Excellent.
And so all of that information is at roswellconnect.com.
Yeah, don't forget, roswellconnect.com is your website for anything when you want to do recreation side of the city. If you want to get your passes to the aquatic center or the recreation center, if you want to get stuff for the zoo or for the museums or any of that kind of stuff, Roswell Connect is where you find all that stuff. If you want to learn to pay your water bill or contact a city councilor or learn about city hall hours, things like that, the main city website, roswell-nm.gov. They'll get you all that information. But if you want to learn about sports and recreation, Roswell Connect is where you want to go.
Yes. And then another big announcement, the Roswell Convention Center fees have been reduced by 50%.
Awesome.
So if you are looking to host an event, whether that's a baby shower, a wedding, a quinceañera, a conference, you can rent the facility starting at $125.
Okay.
And it goes up to $1,200.
Depending on how much of the building you need and use.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the other great thing about it is it's 50% off of that for local nonprofits and charitable organizations that will be giving back to the community.
Awesome. So folks that want to, been using the convention center for, things like pancakes and stuff over the years, come on back. They've got the fees down to where you can actually, do your nonprofit work.
Here's the other great thing about it. You can also bring in your own food now.
Okay.
So if you're cooking, I know that there's a lot of people who love to cook enchiladas and beans and rice and things like that. You can do that now at your own home, bring it in, and they'll set up the tables, tear them down. But again, those fees have been reduced. You can look at all of the fee rentals online at roswell-nm.gov.
Excellent.
Like I said, a new room, one of our newest rooms on the newest side starts at $125 to rent for the day, not per hour. So it's for each room.
Okay.
And then the big hall, which is the east and the west, is at about $1,200 per day.
And there's still food available if you want and all that. No?
The convention center staff will not be
Okay, they're
serving
stopping
food.
the food anymore because that
no
part
food.
ended. Okay.
They will provide alcohol, so if you need a bar set up, they can do that.
Okay.
But you can bring in your own food now. So whether you cook that at home or if you want to have a caterer, you can do that. But the rates are really great. If you are a government entity, it's even better. It's free.
Gotcha.
So maybe you have a conference or you have an association that you're a part of through whether that's the state or the county or even like the school. You can utilize that convention center at no cost.
Gotcha.
So please reach out to them, 575-624-6700.
So say something like a state level
Department of Health or something to have an event there to promote some kind of community related thing, you get it for free.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
Good deal.
And then the other thing, before we get into why Officer Kidd is here for National Night Out, the city, so many great things are happening. So just recently, our city council redid one of our ordinances for permitting. So if you own a single resident family home and you would like to maybe do a little bit of remodeling, that permit is $1.
Wow.
$1.
Okay.
So huge savings, hundreds and thousands of dollars in cost savings to you as a member of this community, whether you're a landscaper, a contractor, or just a single family resident homeowner. That could be maybe updating your fencing. It could be doing a carport. It could be a pool deck. It could be
building a gazebo or something.
Gazebo, plumbing, electrical, anything like that. So make sure you stop by our community development office. They have moved recently, so they're now at 515 North Main Street, which is that big SunWest building.
Yeah. Don't worry, if you go to City Hall, they'll tell you the right place. But but you save yourself a trip. Just go to the SunWest building, or some know it as the Bank of America building, but whatever, the big red and white blue building downtown.
Yes, so it's $1. So $1 for the first initial application for whether, again, remodeling, fencing, plumbing, electrical. Huge savings for those that are, building homes here in Roswell.
Absolutely.
So please take advantage of it. You can find more information about the program. It's called our fee abatement program, $1 permits. There is a limited time offer on it. So you will have to apply for the permit before May 11th of 2024.
So if you got projects planned, this might be time to light the fire and get working on those projects.
Yes, or maybe you've been thinking about it, but the cost of a permit,
Sure.
An average cost of the permit about anywhere between $500 to $1,000 when they were telling me about the program. And now it's $1. What a great savings for you if you've been thinking about maybe remodeling a bathroom and you need to get an electrical permit and then you need to get a plumbing permit.
Sure.
It's $1.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking, too, businesses that do this kind of work might want to market that a little bit.
Yes.
Now's the time to get that work done in your home and all that. So it's a good deal. Take advantage of it.
Yeah. Or if you're a builder, if you have a construction company or are building, what a cost savings to you as well. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. We got enough. Everything else is going up in this world. It's kind of nice to get a break for once in a while, So.
Absolutely. So please contact our community development department again, 575-624-6700.
Yeah.
They have moved locations. They're a one-stop shop now.
Yeah.
Right there, 515 North Main. So.
Yes. Yeah. In the SunWest building, just pop in there and the director will tell you where to go and all that. But if you do go to City Hall and you wander around there, and you might hit a couple offices, but they'll send you back over to the SunWest building. So.
Yes, we have. It's so funny. So we have signs up, and then people still they don't read the signs. So our ladies up at the front desk, they do such a great job and redirect them where they need to go. But again, all the information for pretty much anything in the city government related is at our website, www.roswell-nm.gov.
Yeah,
and you can just type in the search, permit fees or $1 permits, and it'll pop right up on our community development page.
Yeah. If you haven't been to the website, either website, Roswell Connect or the .gov, either one are great resources. You should check in from them from time to time. At the city's .gov website there, they have the calendar of events. So if you want to know when meetings are, or even if you want links to past meetings, all of that is at that website. So if you want to see the city council meeting from this past month or 2 months ago, that's where you go to find that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But everything, or employment, if you're looking for, there's lots of employment opportunities through the city, probably through the RPD and many other city departments. Through that website, that's where you're going to navigate through that. But if you want to get your season passes for the aquatic center or for the recreation center, if you want to sign up for volleyball or any of the fall sports here, or when Brews of the Zoos and things like that happen, Roswell Connect is where you want to go to get information and to sign up for that kind of stuff. UFO Festival, even some of the stuff there during that time, that's city sponsored. That's usually through there too. So Roswell Connect's a good one especially if you got kids and stuff and want to get them involved. You should constantly be checking back and forth in that one. But if anything, city infrastructure, government related, all through the .gov website.
Yeah.
So. Good deal. Well, the other big event that we want to let folks know about is every year the United States of America has National Night Out, and communities across the country all celebrate by having usually some kind of event where they invite the kids out and they get to come out and have fun and snacks and games, and usually get to meet the police officers and firefighters, and they get to hang out on the trucks and the cars and wear the hats and blow the whistles and do all the fun stuff. But it's also a great time for the community and our law enforcement to kind of chat a little bit and say, hey, how can we make our community better? Hey, do you have a neighborhood watch? How do we start these things? Where's resources for my kids? It's a fun cookout night kind of thing,
right? But
it's really there to kind of be that connection between law enforcement and the community and kind of making sure everyone's kind of on the same page.
Just mending that barrier, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I know it's been going on for years, but Roswell does it every year, and of course, National Night Out will take place again this year. What's the pertinent details for this one?
All right, so National Night Out will take place August 1st. It's going to be on Tuesday.
Okay, usually it is on a Tuesday if I remember right. It always seems to be on a Tuesday.
The first Tuesday of
August. Okay, very good.
And it's going to be at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center, 1402 West College.
Okay.
From 5 to 8 p.m.
All right.
And that's a change this year. So in the past, it had been at the convention center.
Yeah, so usually it's been another, it was even in Target years ago and stuff, but yeah.
And so this year it's going to be at the Aquatic Center, and there's another addition. Do you want to tell them what?
Another layer.
Another layer.
So we've been so fortunate to have it hosted this year at the Recreation and Aquatic Center. And with that being said, we'll be having a free swim day.
Nice.
So the first 200 individuals that go to the facility will get in for free.
Nice.
Starting at 5 o'clock. So from 5 to 8 that night. And as they come in,
watch, that's going to be a day it's cold.
We need another cold day.
You watch, August 1st will be 70.
Let's hope not. We want them to be able to enjoy the pool for free that day.
We've been waiting for this day, and finally the day we're like, nah, we kind of want to go swimming. It's like, no, I'm just
please enjoy the pool the next 4 days, because it's going to be over 100. And make sure you guys stay hydrated. That's the other thing. If you have elderly parents or even pets, please drink plenty of water. Sorry, side note. But tell them what else we're gonna.
Yes, what else we got planned on the swimming?
We'll be having Jolly Jumpers, as well as carnival games.
Games,
and then we'll be giving out free backpacks while supplies last. Right now
it always kind of lines up right around the beginning of school there. So
we'll have school supplies for the children.
First come, first served basis.
Yes, and then you would need to bring your children with you as well.
Yeah, for every backpack you need, you have to have a child to match it, basically. So.
Yes. And they're going to be showing demos, right? They're going to show their cars, like you said. They're going to have various booths set up for just different types of games. This night is a night about community.
Sure.
Right? So a lot of times, and kids, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of times when they go into situations, it's not normally a positive one. And so for National Night Out, it's a night of positivity for our community, where the kids and parents can come and talk to our officers in a positive type of environment.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, most of our parents are reinforcing that, law enforcement to their children are your friends, when something is wrong, those are people you go towards, and so this is an event that cements that for families and things. And like you said, and I'm sure you see this every day out on patrol, that, there are days, you're coming in on a bad situation. People are scared, angry, their emotion level is not at their normal spot there. And so their interactions with law enforcement are always in that area instead of just, hey, what are you doing? Coming, it's not the fun part where you're just sitting there at an event. And that's where this part is. They get to kind of see the personalities behind the badges, so to speak.
And that's the best part about this event.
Seeing our officers as people, not as officers. And and you guys get to let your hair down a little bit and interact with the kids and things. So do you got, now since it's a pool night and swimming, does the RPD have swim trunk uniforms?
Personally, I don't.
Like, do you have like a two-piece or one-piece with a badge on it, and you're swimming, or the guys have Speedos? What's the... Is there official swim trunk uniform?
There should be for this night. I don't think you'll see many of the officers out swimming. We'll probably all still be in uniform.
Probably, yeah.
We're looking forward to having some of the fire.
Thing is, if they get in the pool, they'll sink because there's about 80 pounds of gear on each one of them. So.
Right.
Yes, yeah. And Neighborhood Watch will be out there, right?
Yes, Neighborhood Watch will be out there. So
if you want to learn about
have any questions about that, they'll be out there. We'll have a booth for that for any of the community members that have questions about their neighborhoods and want to.
And that's the cool thing about it is you really get the chance to just talk and like you said yourself and a lot of the other Roswell police officers will be there just to talk, just to say. And like you said, if you want to organize Neighborhood Watch or if you have one but it's kind of defunct and needs a little sprucing up or maybe one's going and you just want to kind of cement it. This was this event's for, is to kind of talk about that. And I've seen Neighborhood Watches. Everyone's a little different. Some get little very active and they'll have a monthly or quarterly meeting and they'll talk safety stuff. Some it's just keep an eye out and walking, nothing formal per se set up. But either way, that's a good thing to have in your neighborhood. And the RPD loves to work hand in hand with, because to be honest, your neighborhood watch are the eyes and ears for law enforcement. I would imagine in neighborhoods, and I'm just spitballing, but I'm just going to take a stab here. I'm imagine neighborhoods that have neighborhood watches set up and things like that, you probably have better success as far as catching and arresting things that go on in those areas versus areas that don't, just because you've got the evidence, you got eyewitnesses, all the stuff you guys need to do your job. You're getting better tools because you've got people kind of looking out.
Yeah, it creates better community communication. And so that's what we're striving for right now. And that's why I believe in this event so much and so strongly, is because it brings the community together for one night. And it allows them to open up to us and talk to us and ask us questions that they wouldn't normally be able to ask us, right? So,
and that's the fun part too. It's like, what's that thing do? It's like, well, this is my mace, or this is, what I mean? The kids and younger side, what's that button do? And they get in the car and they see you guys as humans.
Right,
and
it's for all ages.
Yeah.
So if I'm happy that we do this every year, and I strongly encourage anyone that is able to come out and be involved with this.
Yeah, National Night Out's a fun night. It's really that chance for especially families and stuff to see law enforcement and see, the human side, the real side. And it is so important because law enforcement can't do their job without the community support. That's just the plain truth. Without that support, that interaction of the community helping and sharing information, and vice versa, law enforcement doing the same with the community, that relationship has to happen. And events like this cement that thing. And so come out, come swim, come have fun, play games, maybe start your own neighborhood watch, get the kids out there just to come and meet some of the officers and play with the cars and do all the fun stuff and I'm sure the adults will let you push a button or two off. I know there's adults going, I know the kid wants to I kind of want to go in there and blow the horn and all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And if you really are interested in starting a neighborhood watch or something, come out to the event. There'll be a wealth of information and wealth of resources for you to do that. And I think it's all of us just to be a little more mindful of your surroundings and things, because law enforcement, whether it's the RPD or state police or county police or whoever, they can't solve a case without your information, your support, your eyes and ears, and that's how it happens. And so, our little neighborhood that we have, and we have Sergeant Grace Frescus. She does the neighborhood watch stuff, which I imagine you'll meet her on National Night Out, and but they do a lot of that stuff, and so it's really great to have that connection. I've seen it in person multiple times, and so come out to National Night Out here on the 1st and have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
But at the same time, learn some of this stuff.
So National Night Out is a community-sponsored event.
Okay.
And so we've been fortunate enough to have businesses within the community sponsor
want to thank
the
them,
event.
yes.
Right, and I really want to thank them. But as well as ask if you are interested in becoming a sponsor or contributing to this year's National Night Out, please call me, Officer Kidd.
Okay.
You could contact me at the police department, 575-624-6770 at any time. Leave me a voicemail or even contact me via email.
Yeah, if there's business out there want to support or you want to donate, like school supplies, things like that. Unfortunately, law enforcement doesn't have a big room just full of school supplies waiting around. They don't, not like the Scrooge McDuck vault where they keep a bunch of backpacks and things to swim in. So if you'd like to donate those items, please reach out to Officer Kidd here and make that happen, because you're the reason these events happen. So if someone's out there saying, hey, I got some school supplies, or an organization, or a business that wants to donate school supplies, give the RPD a call. Call Officer Kidd here. They'd love to have you. And do it pretty quick, because August 1st is just a couple weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Next week, right?
Yeah, next week. So.
Yes, next Tuesday.
So 1 week from tomorrow is National Night Out.
Yes.
So, but again, it'll be at the Recreation Aquatic Center. What time is everything getting underway again?
From 5 to 8.
5 to 8. So get there early, 5 o'clock, with your swim trunks ready and coming out to have fun. And then while you're there, come and play the games and have fun. Meet some of our law enforcement and first responders, and come out and just talk, chit chat, meet, ask questions, have fun. Who knows? Maybe there's a few youngins that want a career in law enforcement. Maybe it's a good chance to talk to officers and see what the job's about, and learn a little bit about what the day-to-day life of a police officer is like, and things like that. So,
Yes.
Good deal. What's the best way to get a hold of you? To just call the main number there? Or?
Yes, right now, call the main number. I don't have my work cell phone right now.
Okay.
It's MIA, so just call my work phone number, the work PD number, and that's the best way to get.
Don't do
911.
It's going to be 575-624-6770.
Yeah, call that and ask for Officer Kidd, and they'll transfer you right to her. Don't call 911 unless it's an emergency.
Please.
That's an
Don't call
emergency.
911.
Yeah, this is not an emergency.
For this,
No matter how old behind, even if we're that afternoon, do not call. But it's National Night Out. If you've never been to one, come on out, be a part of it. Like you said, we're going to be giving away school supplies while supplies last. So if you are in need of those, you might want to get there closer to 5 instead of closer to 8, because those are going to be first come, first serve. But come out to the Recreation Aquatic, especially if you've never been before. If you've never been to the Aquatic Center, shame on you, because it's an amazing facility. And if so, make next Tuesday your first time out there, and come out and ready to have fun. And hopefully while you're there, you want to sign up for volleyball or some of the other events, adults and things. You'll be amazed at how much.
Please come out and sign up.
Yeah, if you want to work out, you literally have whatever you want to do. If you're old school, medicine balls and throwing ropes and looking like some guy from the 30s training for a fight. They got that stuff. You know what I mean? Like the Rocky kind of old school, ropes and chasing chickens and all that stuff. They don't have chickens, but they got. But then if you want the more high-end ellipticals and the latest in the video workouts and all that, so they've got all of that. So whether you're old school or you're that guy that likes hooked up things and science the heck out of this thing, then they can do either way there. And I'm pretty sure I've never seen that many basketball courts in like one facility at one time than at the rec center. Every time I go there, I'm just like acres of basketball courts.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Really awesome.
It is. If you've never been there, come check it out. Make next Tuesday your first time out.
Yes, and parking will be on the west side, but the actual event for National Night Out will be on the south side parking lot area, and people will come into the pool area on the south side, on that south side gate, not through their normal regular entrance.
Okay, because
of
it's a special event, we want to funnel everyone in and out the same area. So just follow the herd when you get there.
You'll see it. I'm sure there will be a lot of people, and we encourage you to come on out and get registered, and also get some great school supplies and talk with our officers.
Absolutely. So August 1st, 1 week from tomorrow, National Night Out, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center. Free event. Come bring the whole family. Come on out and have fun. Bring your swim trunks so you can go swimming and all that stuff. But change your clothes for you can sit down and eat and play games and stuff either afterwards or before and all that.
Absolutely.
And then don't forget, if it is now $1 permitting for renovations, yard, landscape, all that kind of stuff. Instead of basically paying $1,000 for the permit, it's like $1 for the permit.
For single residential construction projects. So plumbing, electrical, heating, all of those things. $1. Contact our code enforcement department, community development, and they will help you out.
Absolutely. And then don't forget, volleyball signups are also going on right now at the Aquatic Recreation and Aquatic Center. You got till about August 3rd to get signed up, and then the season will kick off like shortly thereafter. So, like
Immediately
August 4th.
after. Yes. Immediately after.
Good deal. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, when it comes to the Aquatic Center, recreation, all that stuff, RoswellConnect.com is your website. Anything city government related, the permitting stuff, meetings, talking to city councilors, all of that kind of thing, water bill, all of that, roswell-nm.gov. And then, of course, the Roswell Police Department has you can just Google RPD, and then the Roswell Police Department website comes up. I'm sure there's plenty of information about National Night Out. But if you're interested in a career with the Roswell Police Department, you can also find out at the city website, but also at the RPD website, too.
Yep.
Just curious, do you guys, I know it's not your part of the world here, but do you know, like, number-wise, if you guys are, how many officers you're short right now?
I'm actually the recruiting officer.
Okay, so it is your world. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so right now we are looking to hire 9 more individuals for the department. We're down 9 people.
Okay.
And so we strive to continue to bring our numbers up.
Okay.
And we're lucky that the city has allotted us with 104 positions. And so once we get those 9 more positions in, then we'll be fully staffed.
And what I love about it is, it's when you go there and apply, it's not like they say, oh, you want to be a cop, and then they send you to the academy and go, they work with you.
Yes.
And so by the time you go to the academy, they're going to make sure that you know exactly what you're completely
prepared as possible,
ready and prepared for that. So they help you if you're like, well, I'd love to be an officer, but I got to do some push-ups, or I gotta do some book learning.
They help.
They
and
they help with all that.
We're there to help you. We encourage people as much as possible, because it is a career that anyone can do, as long as you're wanting to do it.
Sure.
And if you have that want, then.
And that's the key, and I would argue, if you're. You got to have the ability to be patient with people and understand and reason. That skill will do you so well as a law enforcement. I mean, I'm not telling you know this better than I do, but because every day you're dealing with unpredictability and things like that, and you're dealing with people at their worst. So for your ability to be that calming type person, that asset will probably carry you very well in law enforcement.
Right, so, it really does. It really does.
Just to be that people person. I mean, yes, you need to have the physical tools to be an officer, but you almost have to have a degree in psychology to really, to
understand people.
Yeah, because you're going to get more headway with that conversation than you will with the show of force sometimes.
And so it's nice right now. We have a police service aid program. We bring in people as young as 18.
So if you're not quite old enough to be an officer yet, but want to learn, and you can start off by being a service officer.
Yes. And so that's awesome and amazing, because they'll come in at 18 and not really understand the whole workforce of things, and then as well as law enforcement. And so it gets them that entrance, that entry level into law enforcement.
Yeah, they get to test it out to see if it's really for them before actually committing.
Sure. And not to mention, it really helps the officers, because sometimes there's, you got to go to an accident, a parking lot somewhere. And, and it's like, well, my officers are a little busy doing another thing, but we can send a service aide out, take information, and make sure everyone's copacetic there. And that's really what the role of the service officer is serving the need of the community, doing those things that maybe aren't needed a full trained police officer on. Someone who can take a report. Lower priority calls, handling reports, filling out things. Obviously, service officers aren't going to shootouts and stuff.
No.
That's our when they get to escalate to that level, then it's our law enforcement that's in there handling business. But a service aid is really a great opportunity to get your foot in the door, to learn about what law enforcement is like. You interact and work with law enforcement on a daily basis, so it's kind of that. And then when you become 21, if you so desire, then you can full on pursue the path to a full-fledged police officer.
Yes.
But it's a great way to, and that's the cool part too. You get to learn the different sides of police and law enforcement. It's like, oh, I love, you go in as a service aide, and then you start learning about some of the different departments and what they do. and it's like, oh man, they got a mounted patrol. I love that. Or they've got the detective unit. That's what I want to do. I want to investigate cases. Or no, I love the canines and the dogs. I want to go in that route. There's so many different avenues, but you do have to remember, if you're a police officer in the Roswell Police Department, you're a police officer first. No matter if you're the SWAT guy, the dog guy, the training person, whatever it is, your first job is to serve and protect, and they'll ingrain all that into you. But that's the cool part about it too. So I'm just curious, like, you're the training officer now, but like when you joined, was there always I always wanted to be SWAT? What was your?
Yeah, when I joined, I joined just to join, for personal reasons as well. But I wanted to help the community, and that was my biggest drive.
Okay.
And then whenever this position opened up, I felt called to it. I seen that there was a need, and for me to be in this position has been amazing. I've been in this position for 3 years now.
Okay.
And to bring in people and see the officers grow from the time they start to graduating the academy and then being out on patrol by themselves is like an amazing feeling.
That's like your cool part. You're like, you love seeing the new people come in and see them mature and see the system work, basically.
Definitely, especially with law enforcement always evolving. It's cool to see like the influx of like the younger generation and older generation still wanting to do this career.
Sure, and they're both teaching each other.
Right.
That's the thing, is the older generation, they've got a lot of good things to teach the younger generation, but the younger generation has a lot of things to teach us. It's really a synergy there. It's because us older folks tend to don't understand or the new stuff, and vice versa. Yeah, and really, but that's the thing, though. It's technology's that's what's solving cases and things now, and so that's, to me, that's kind of a unique time in our world like that, where you have especially a few of our veterans that have been in there 20, 30 years, and everything was done with paper, pencil, and and they still remember that, and their brain's wired that way, and it's that's cool. I like that. So anyway, visit the website if you're interested in applying. Come out to National Night Out. There'll be, if you're interested in talking about recruitment, I'm sure there'll be some people you can talk to out at National Night Out about it. But mark it on your calendars. 1 week from tomorrow, August 1st, Tuesday, beginning at 5 p.m., lasts till about 8 at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center. Free event. Bring the entire family. Come on out. Bring your swim trunks. Open swim. We'll go start right at 5 p.m. there. So, but if you don't feel like swimming, no biggie. There'll be plenty of other stuff to do too.
Yes.
But I've got a feeling if it's been like it's been
Please
for the last
let
month,
the weather still cooperate.
I got a feeling everyone's going to want to get in the pool.
Yes, and stay hydrated over the next few days because it's going to be really hot.
Plenty of water. Yeah, we'd hate to. I know our law enforcement will be keeping bottles in the trunk for people, but hopefully, you don't need it. So. Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We'll see y'all next time. And anytime you need to come on for anything, let me know, and we'll be happy to do that.
Yes, sir.
So,
thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, 7:55. Let us pause for news, your Wall Street business report, and a few commercials to pay for my lunch. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. Come on, button. There you go.
Now, your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico State Fire Marshal is announcing $75 million from the state's Fire Marshal Fund will be distributed to departments statewide, including right here in Artesia and Eddy County. AFD will get about $263,000. Along with the Artesia funding, Eddy County volunteer departments, including Atoka, Cottonwood, Happy Valley, Joel, La Huerta, Loco Hills, Malaga, Otis, Queen, Riverside, and Sun Country, will also get about $2.1 million combined. Carlsbad was awarded $698,000, Loving $200,000, and Hope $95,000. The West Loop that connects two major highways in Carlsbad is finally complete, 4 decades in the making. A ribbon-cutting ceremony held for the opening of the West Loop Road connecting Highway 285 to Highway 62 and 180. Public Works Director Jason Burns said Friday the original plans for the connector were drawn up in 1986. Today, the project cost a total of $18 million. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Summer's coming, and you're going to want to hit the road for a little well-deserved vacation time. At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
The Rehabilitation Center at Artesia General Hospital offers a variety of services led by experienced licensed therapists, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Their multidisciplinary team provides a complete evaluation with the full support of your primary care provider to develop a custom plan to support your personal goals and recovery needs. These treatment plans help manage symptoms, educate patients and their families, and ultimately get back to the activities that bring you joy. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/rehab.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of the Chaves County Fair. They salute the hardworking 4-H and FFA kids in our area, striving to be their best every day. As farmers and ranchers themselves, the crew at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply knows the hard work that goes into making farming and agriculture what it is today. And from the Everyone's a Winner program to actually investing in these future farmers and ranchers during the Junior Livestock Sale, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is proud to support the Chaves County Fair. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-817-2871. 800-817-2871. 800-817-2871. That's 800-817-2871.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
And good morning. We are closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We're going to play our interview we had with Alethea and Bryce from the Roswell Community Little Theater, talking about their big Curtains Rising event at the Liberty on August 5th, and then their next big show of the week, next 2 weeks right after that. So that's coming up next hour. Stay tuned. Don't go away. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Like I said, we'll be back on the other side of news. Please do not go away.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Israeli Knesset has just approved key elements of Prime Minister Netanyahu's controversial judicial reform plan. The vote followed a stormy session in which opposition lawmakers chanted shame and then stormed out of the chamber. After they left, the plan won unanimous approval. Former Vice President Pence not convinced that Donald Trump's behavior leading up to the January 6th Capitol riot was criminal.
Pence told CNN that Trump's words were reckless, but he's not sure they amounted to criminal activity. The former VP and current Republican presidential candidate also said he honestly doesn't know what Trump's intention was on January 6, 2021, when people, angry over the 2020 election results, stormed the U.S. Capitol. Last week, Trump said he had received a letter saying he is a target of a grand jury investigation into efforts to overturn the election. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Dallas pastor Ryan Binkley has been crisscrossing Iowa, hoping to get traction for his long-shot campaign for the Republican presidential nomination. He says different than any professional politicians whose focus is on Washington Beltway issues and the so-called culture war. Pastor Binkley concedes these are important issues, but he also hopes to rally evangelical Christians who in recent years have been turned off by political campaigns.
You know, many Christians have been disillusioned by so many things politically, even by our leaders that haven't led with integrity. We look at our corruption in our government. We just wonder what's happened. But this isn't the time for Christians to back up. It's time for us to step forward and start believing again. And I think this is what we need today as believers. We just need to have faith.
Binkley adds that he is pro-life, and as president, he would help make adoption easier in America, as outlined on his campaign website, Binkley2024.com. On Wall Street, the Dow up 135. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Russian authorities accuse Ukraine of launching a drone attack on Moscow, hitting non-residential buildings, no casualties. Russian forces, meanwhile, struck port facilities in southern Ukraine, wounding 4 people. African leaders are upset with Vladimir Putin for pulling out of a grain export agreement with Ukraine.
Russia's withdrawal from the Black Sea grain deal led to expressions of regret from the African Union, whose member states have been particularly hard hit by rising food prices. One Kenyan diplomat tweeted in unusually forthright terms that it was a stab in the back. So ahead of a key summit in which African leaders travel to St. Petersburg later this week, Mr. Putin appears keen to reassure that Russia can fill the gap.
That's BBC's Will Leonardo. A week-long wildfire on the Greek island of Rhodes continues to rage, forcing more evacuations as 3 major fires burned elsewhere in the country. They're being fueled by strong winds and successive heat waves. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. The Australian Air Force getting 20 new C-130 Hercules aircraft from the United States.
The $6.6 billion deal will increase by 2/3 the number of the Australian Air Force's second largest heavy transport aircraft. The announcement follows Congress's approval last year of a larger sale of 24 of the Lockheed Martin manufactured propeller-driven planes. The first delivery is expected in 2027, and the new aircraft will eventually replace the fleet of 12 Hercs now operated by the Royal Australian Air Force, which also operates 8 of the larger Boeing C-17 Globemaster heavy transport jets. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu out of the hospital following an emergency heart procedure. He now has a pacemaker. Netanyahu's doctors say the surgery went smoothly. The 73-year-old Prime Minister says he feels fine. He's thanking the public for wishing him well. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Well, they call it the deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope your Monday's going super swimmingly well.
Yeah.
Don't forget, National Night Out, 1 week from tomorrow.
That's right.
You gonna bring the children out?
I'm gonna try to get them out. Yeah, I think I have them that week, so I'll try to get them.
Yeah, it's
out
out
of
at
the
the
house.
rec center. They go swimming and stuff.
Yeah.
Swim trunks. Bring the swim trunks. The kids go swimming or splash pad?
Not this weekend. sort of had a bit of a busy weekend. There was stuff that had to be taken care of at Mom's house and also at Dad's house.
So honeydew weekend.
Yeah. And she was very disappointed, but I told her just wait till Tuesday. There'll be some money in Dad's account, and then I can take you guys swimming. So chances are tomorrow evening will be some swim time.
Okay.
Yes,
good deal.
But otherwise, not a bad weekend. I did figure out I am not good at outside exterior painting.
Yeah?
Like interior, I'm fine. You lay down some plastic, give me a brush, a roller, whatever. I can paint a room, no problem. I suck at exterior house painting.
What was it that?
It's a whole different beast. It's like a different consistency of paint. It was flopping all over the place. I was with wipes trying to clean up stuff. By 30 or 45 minutes in, I had a good quarter of my house done, but I was just coated in paint, flecks of it all over the place. I still have bits of it in my fingernails.
Yeah. So is your house officially painted?
I'm gonna say we're about Bon Jovi status. We're about halfway there.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is call in a professional to finish and to fix what I did, because I know that there's issues with the things like. I have wood slats on my house. I don't have siding, aluminum siding or anything, so the slats have space in between. And despite how minuscule of a brush I got, I couldn't get in those slats. So I'm going to call in a professional and see what they can do.
All right. Maybe the spray deal.
See, and I have a sprayer, but the sprayer I got is so rinky-dink, I just decided to go the other route because it would have taken 1,000 times longer.
He's got those model airbrush.
It's kind of like that. I bought a paint sprayer from Walmart, and it says on the side of the box, says, great for small to medium projects. I'm like, well, I live in a trailer. How big of a project is that?
By small, they meant on the tabletop small.
They're like, hey, you want to repaint a hearth for a fireplace?
That's right. Yeah, not house painting. More like, hey, your 1964 Corvette model is
exactly
what it's for. But I get that. I hate handy. I'm not that guy either. I don't like it.
There's other things that I'm fine with. Like I've been walking around with my drill driver, fixing little things around the house. I fixed my porch so it doesn't squeak anymore. The door actually opens. I've fixed every hinge in the house. All that stuff's fine. I have to hang sheeting, skirting at the bottom, so I've been working on that slowly. But it's just I'm not good at intricate design work.
I don't have patience. That's my problem. I don't have the patience to do it, and if it doesn't work perfectly, I'm upset.
That's the thing. I can get it done. I just don't want it to look like a 4-year-old did it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I don't have the patience to sit down to. That's my problem. I can, to be honest, I got wrapped up, which is we're all about marathon television watching in our house because we do all the time, but. We got on the HD channels yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was one show called The Ugliest Houses in America, which I got wrapped up into because I'm like, who would think that's pretty to begin with? There was one house with angels everywhere.
Is this the one that was hosted by Retta?
Yes.
Yes. That's the show I was telling you about.
Yes.
That's the one with the house that's like the voyeur house with all the cameras in it.
Okay, yeah.
That's that same series.
Well, I started seeing some of the. I saw one episode this weekend that had an angel house. All these creepy angels, really weird.
Well, there's one place on that series that they basically took a church, like an old shut down church, and converted that into their home.
I saw snippets of that, in a commercial for the show, and you could tell it was a church and all that.
Right.
So I kind of do. I guess the new season of that show is going to come out, so they were advertising it heavy during the. So and the thing is, I didn't know who she was. I'd never heard of her.
Oh, okay.
Until I used to watch when I'm watching TV, I see these commercials all the time from, and I think it's from the Ad Council or one of these PSAs, and she is a papertarian. And she's encouraging people to use paper instead of plastic for stuff. And so there's one commercial with her in the grocery store. And so I always remember those commercials. And then I start watching her, so hey, that's the papertarian lady.
Which is funny because everybody else said, when they see her, everybody else goes, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Because we know her from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
She was Retta from Parks and Rec.
Yeah. I know her from Papertarian Lady. But yeah, she now has a show on HGTV or one of those channels. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think they had it on either Netflix or it was a Peacock or one of those that I watched several episodes.
Yeah, I think they're on Hulu or something.
One thing I did end up kind of falling into a bit of a hole this weekend watching was I went over to Misty and Will's to have dinner, and they've been watching Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Just kind of getting caught up on some episodes. But the weird thing, and I haven't done this since we've been on this side of it, is the episodes that we're watching are from 2020. And so it's like full-blown pandemic status. The episode I watched last night was this chick got killed because basically she was partying and having like all kinds of crazy like sessions and stuff, and not social distancing. And this guy was upset because, well, if she's not willing to social distance with them, how come I wasn't good enough?
Right.
And ended up killing this girl. But it was all like, everybody had their masks on, and you could see like in the back, it was like, do not use. It was just very like, I know it's only been a little bit of time.
I know.
But it's still so weird and surreal to look back on it.
Well, it's hard to believe that we got wrapped up in that. You know what I mean? It's
just to see Times Square completely barren like it was, just all the weird things. The way we were going out on our balconies, I wasn't. Then people going out on their balconies and banging pots and with wooden spoons. It was a weird
in the cities
time.
and all that? Yeah. I would imagine it'd be different going through that pandemic in like New York City or a city like that.
Right. I'm sorry, but if you're a doctor or a nurse and you just got off a 12 to 15 hour COVID shift, I'm pretty sure the last thing you want is to hear clanging pots and pans when you're trying to go home.
I kind of feel like I want to go home and crash.
I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Of course, most of these people doing the pots and pans have been stuck in those rooms for days, weeks at a time.
They've been planning this forever.
So,
but I said it out loud. I can't wait until the first, because I keep going to look COVID or COVID-19 documentary or pandemic documentary. And all I keep finding is ones from 2021, from Frontline or 60 Minutes. I want to see one that's produced like this year or next year comes out that has just like a timeline of everything.
Yeah.
And just kind of lay it all out.
Well, I'm sure that the ones are coming where we find out how much they lied to us and all the other things.
Yeah, but that's not even what I care. I just want to see.
But those are coming.
I want to see the difference, and I'm sure those are probably already here. Yeah. I want to see that because the weekend, I remember it was March 17th, 2020 is when it officially got announced. I was watching from that Sunday beforehand. It was a Tuesday, I think. It was the Sunday beforehand was an AEW pay-per-view. It was like Revolution or one of those. And I just remember in my head, John Moxley in the ring and just a sea of people. And it was at that night that they announced that during one or two of the NBA games, they announced they were postponing or canceling the season, that these would be the last games.
Right.
And then immediately after that, it went from full crowds to just nothing.
Ghost town.
So surreal.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not saying anything that anybody didn't already feel, but it's so odd
it's
looking
such
back.
A different thing. I mean, it's one of those great things, great huge things in humanity, and it's no different in same scales as 9/11 or the JFK assassination, Pearl Harbor. When people were alive during those times,
right? They
kind of knew what was, it was a marked moment in time that they remember, and the pandemic, although it went out into a big scale, but that initial locking everything down and everyone's ghost town, and that's, like you said, none of us in our lifetime saw Times Square empty. We just didn't, because that never existed.
Right.
And then we saw that for the first time, and that's a lot to take in.
It certainly is.
Anyway, let's get to our interview.
I digress.
Now that we got all deep and stuff, as deep as we get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're a shallow pond. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's still
we're down in that 1 foot
fingertip
mark.
surface.
We were down where the pond scum was. We're gonna get you up to date with the interview we had on Friday with Alethea and Bryce from the Roswell Community Little Theater. They've got on August 5th their Curtains Rising dinner theater at the Liberty.
Yep.
20s speakeasy style. New England clam chowder's the password. The whole knock, the whole thing. You got to do all that. And then the next 2 weeks after that, there's going to be their first opening play
night,
of the 2023-2024 season. And so we had Alethea and Bryce join us to talk about that. So we'll play that for you here in just a bit.
Do you really still have speakeasies? Like in Vegas and stuff, there's bars that are hidden behind walls.
Well, but they don't have to be there now.
No, they don't, but it's just kind of like a cool concept.
Yeah, it's kind of, it gives humanity loves to be inside on things. To a person, I mean, yeah, sure, there's probably one or two that go, but for most part, humanity loves to be inside or in on the gag or the joke or the bit. That's just humans.
Right.
And so to create a bit, to make people feel like they're in the club, it gives them an exclusive feel to it. So, yeah, I get it.
I found the place,
That's why it's fun to knock on the door and be like, 2 times 2 is 5. Really? Yes.
My mother wears combat boots.
Yes.
We're this way, sir.
The oil has no viscosity. What? All right, it is 8:17. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Another heat advisory in effect today. Our afternoon highs 103 to 107, and we'll be getting sunshine. For the overnight hours, clear, and we're in the mid-70s, and then 105 to 110 for the afternoon highs on Tuesday. A little bit breezy and lots of sun. We're in the mid-70s for Tuesday night, and then sunny and hot again on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 82 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 29% with winds out of the west at 6 miles per hour. Heat advisory will kick in at noon officially today, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. It's going to be 106 and sunny today with winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 72 degrees. Winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs once again right around 106 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. So pretty much tomorrow looking just like today. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 73. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and 107. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 73, partly cloudy for an overnight low Wednesday night. Thursday, mostly sunny and 105. Friday, mostly sunny and 102. For the weekend, mostly sunny and 100 on Saturday, sunny and 100 on Sunday. All right, it is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with the Roswell Community Little Theater. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Edge Safety and Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services, LLC is an equal opportunity employer. When life hangs in the balance and minutes matter, trust the team that gets you there faster. TransAero Medevac. TransAero Medevac is a proud supporter of the Eddy County and Chavez County 4-H and FFA. They salute the hard work of Chavez and Eddy County's 4-H and FFA and are proud to see young people succeed. Don't miss the Eddy County Fair July 23rd through the 29th and the Chavez County Fair July 25th through the 29th. TransAero Medevac, a proud supporter of the Chavez and Eddy County 4-H and FFA programs. They really are wings for life.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
The Chavez County Fair is happening July 23rd through the 29th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds in Roswell. It's a week full of fun with lots going on in the livestock show ring and educational building. Can't be at the fair to support our youth? We'll catch coverage of all of the livestock shows live and on demand at ksvptv.com. Just click on the Chavez County Fair channel. Coverage of this year's fair brought to you by Plateau. Get the fastest internet in your home or business today. Visit plateautel.com to learn more.
The New Mexico Modern Child Support Family Program. It works to benefit both parents for the purpose of improving children's lives. It provides the basics of child support, but goes further by helping parents step up to find better job opportunities that get them back on track to paying their monthly child support obligation. Find out how the Child Support Step-Up program can help your modern family. Contact New Mexico Child Support today at 1-800-283-4465 or visit hsd.state.nm.us. Brought to you by the New Mexico Human Services Department.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater, Alethea Hartwell and Bryce Hager back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
Doing great. Well, and here's the thing. Technically, they're in the off season right now, but they've been pretty busy. But next month is officially, now the off season officially ends and the season officially begins.
Right.
If you can delineate the break there was one. It's not much of one, but there was one there.
It's about 2 weeks.
So, that being said, are you guys excited, ready, gearing up here for the new 2023-24 season here at the Community Little Theater?
Yes, we are. It's going to be a great season.
Yeah, and it, I guess, would officially kick off, is August 5th the official kickoff with the Curtains Rising event? With that, because right on the heels of that, you got the play there at the theater itself. But so everything will kick off officially August 5th at the Liberty.
Right.
And we've got a little dinner theater for folks to tell them about, right?
Yes.
All right. So what's it? So give us a little background on this play at the Liberty.
Okay, so it's a 1920s two rival speakeasies.
All right. So think of zoot suits and the
Tommy guns.
Yeah.
Flower
dresses.
Right. I'm gonna get a violin case.
That's right. Speakeasy. You got to knock on the door, secret knock to get into the speakeasy.
Everybody who's coming does have to give a passphrase.
The Liberty will be password needed to get in that night.
Right,
yes.
and you have to go. You're going to go through the back entrance. It's really like speakeasy. It's a lot of fun.
So better remember, because it'd be real embarrassing if you're sitting out there like, dude, what's the password? I don't remember. So when you order your tickets online, which you can do at roswelltheater.com right now, spell theater like live theater, THEATRE, and you'll see a link of some upcoming events. You'll see one for the Curtains Rising event August 5th. Click on that, and then you can order your tickets and stuff.
Right. It takes you straight to the ticket link.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's it is dinner and a show.
Dinner and a show.
And you get choice of I can't remember. It's like beef or chicken. I remember.
Beef, chicken, and fish. There's three options.
Third option.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So whatever. If you're land, sea, or air, kind of about this high in the air. Whatever your proclivity is, they got you covered there. So, but it's going to be a fun whodunit murder mystery, comedy based, obviously with and with but we want to encourage everyone to come and participate in the event in the spirit. If you've got some zoot suits or you get put on your 20s era
flapper dresses,
dresses and suits and things and come out and be. I mean, you don't have to, but if you got you don't have to get full out, but maybe a little bow tie or a little
more fun.
We will be, so you'll fit right in.
You'll but it'll help with the password too. It'll be like, oh, this guy's got a zoot suit on, they're in the know. But but we would love to welcome everybody to come on out, have dinner, and enjoy this great comedy, this show. You guys kind of have a murder theme for the first month here. I was just kind of because you got Is He Dead? You got and the murder mysteries. Dead? It's just there's so if you like the whodunits, the month of August is right up your wheelhouse for the Community Little Theater here.
It's gonna be fun.
I know tickets are probably very limited for the Curtains Rising event, so the sooner you get them, the better.
Yes, and we are about halfway sold out.
Okay, you can go to thelibertyinc.com. You can also go to the Community Little Theater at the link, but it's going to take you to the Liberty Inc. If you want to cut out the middleman, you can go right to thelibertyinc.com and order your tickets that way. But if you want, you can go through the Community Little Theater, just click the tickets, and it'll warp you over to the other one there. So, but and then while you're there, you can get tickets for right on the heels of that. You've got 2 weekends of shows, like the next 2 weekends right after that, and then you get to find out if he's dead.
Right. Is he dead? We don't know yet. We're still in question.
Yes. So give a little background on that one, other than is he dead?
Right? So, yeah, you want to tell about it?
Sure. So Is He Dead is actually Mark Twain.
Yes.
It's a Mark Twain play, and it's about a French artist who has trouble selling his paintings because he's still alive. Everyone knows that.
Oh, and he's got to be dead. Yes.
Everyone knows that it doesn't take off till he's dead.
Your paintings aren't valuable till you die. Yes.
So he and his companions hatch a scheme where he's going to fake his own death to drive up the price of his paintings.
Nice.
But he can't stand to be away from the action, so they come up with a really, let's just say, a really hilarious disguise.
That's great. Well, and for folks, anybody that's ever read or studied Mark Twain stuff, he's a very witty guy. He's a very, some of the sayings that we even say to this day, you could probably attribute to Mark Twain in some way, shape, or form. And some of those colloquialisms and things that people share on Facebook every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Mark Twain in this play.
Yeah.
Some scenes where you're just like, oh man. And what's cool about this play is that it was undiscovered for a long time.
Okay, so it's kind of like in the family trunk somewhere. And like,
they had to dust it off.
This is a play that the Grandpa Mark wrote or whoever discovered it.
Yeah. It was never produced during his lifetime, and so it was adapted, and then it's one of those like kind of hidden lost gems.
Sure.
And so,
well, and you think about it, we're looking at the lens a couple hundred years later, and he's still in the lexicon. Right. Imagine back in that time period. You know what I mean? Like, you don't realize, like, Mark Twain in that time would be like Beyonce, little Lady Gaga, and like all rolled together, in one thing. That's how big a deal. So it's amazing to me when you have someone like an author or someone like him, where hundreds of years after he's not with us anymore, we're still talking about and his stuff is still relevant to this day. That's that's what and it's witty and funny. That's the part too, because a lot of people, you think old, they think, it's got to be hoity-toity and winded bagged. And Mark Twain was pretty concise and cut, and he was a little blunt in some of his things.
Oh,
very. Yes,
he was a little edgy in some ways,
and all that
comes through,
and it does, and that's probably why he's still remembered to this day. It's not. It's like he said it.
He was razor sharp. And,
a lot of people thinking it, but he's like, he said it. So that's why it's today. But he's very funny. That's the thing too. Is a lot of people think serious, and I'm like, no, he's actually a very funny guy.
And this play,
you look at his writings and some of the things. He's a witty, funny guy, and I think you're going to probably see some of that in this play. Definitely. I'm wondering, like, if there's something about it he didn't like it, hence the reason. Like, how your own work, you're always like, there's a scene in here that you wonder if there's a reason why it was, it's like when we found all these Beatles songs, and like, there's something about them that the band didn't like, and that's why they're sitting buried still, you know what I mean? And you wonder, but that doesn't deter me. That makes me want to go see it more, you know what I mean? But it's like, what was going on in Twain's head where he's like, or is it just one of those things where he got busy and it just got left on a shelf and then he died, and then it's like, oh dang, we don't know what to do with this,
There's a brief kind of explanation of that in the notes that we got in our scripts, and it basically said that it was a pretty big production. There were lots of actors required. When they adapted it, they kind of shrunk all that down. They kind of made it more concise. So it would have been a big production. So it was kind of like one of those ones where it was just too many actors, and so it kind of just got shelved and then forgotten about.
Even hundreds of years ago, they still had budgets and things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, that's too much money. The juice isn't worth the squeeze here on this one, so we don't do it. How many great movie and film and plays get written and done, but they don't see the light of a stage because it's just too expensive.
It's too big to put that on.
Unless you can start attaching some big draw names to it, and then it's going to be hard to get your money back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that probably a lot of masterpieces kind of go the way of the dodo. There's one of my big crazy flies that reside in this building for some reason. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll be coming up. That's the weekend.
Opens
it's like
the 11th.
Yeah, it's at that 11th, 12th, and 13th, and then the 16th, 17th, or 18th, 19th. Those 2 weekends, wherever the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are. It's 7:30 p.m. those Friday night and Saturday night shows, and then the 2:30 matinee on the Sundays of those 2 weekends. Tickets are available right now, RoswellTheater.com. Again, spell theater, Theatre. Matter of factly, when you go there, as soon as you go to the page, there's going to be a pop-up. Guy kind of looks like the Pope or priest is going to be on there, and he kind of says something like, "Hey, stay in the know and submit your email address," and that way you stay in. Do that, and that way every time there's a new show or something like that, you're going to get notifications saying, "Hey, Community Theater's at it again. They got another immersive dinner, or they got another Mission Improbable night, or they got another play weekend coming up," and so you're in the know, and you can kind of get your tickets, and you don't have to worry about oh, am I going to make it in time? Am I going to get there? I'm going to do all that. So, don't forget, get your tickets in advance, save you a little bit of headache there. But if it comes up Friday night or the night of the event, you're like, oh, dang, I want to get my tickets. No problem. Come to the box office. They'll get you in. But save them a little headache and a little bit of plot and planning time, and get your tickets in advance. That way they can kind of prepare a little bit better. So, but get again, August 5th is for the Big Curtains Rising event at the Liberty. Your murder mystery play. What's that one called again?
I Love You to Death.
I Love You to Death. There's all these dead themes, but they're kind of muddying together. And then Is He Dead? The hidden lost Mark Twain play.
Yes.
That'll be the weekend following on the August 11th weekend, and then the August 18th weekend, that next weekend there. Get your tickets. Now, how big are the casts on these? Are like the dinner theater play? Is that a big ensemble on that one?
It's a fair size. There's 10 actors.
Well, the good news is it's unlike your other immersive dinners. You don't have to serve as waiters and waitresses on this one.
It's nice. We do not have to do serving the dinner this time. Yeah, that's going to be really nice.
So
the Liberty is taking good care of us on that.
They are pretty good at the food side, so we're just going to let them do it. We'll handle the thespian stuff. You handle the grilling and eating and serving.
Yeah. And we've also got a 1920s themed escape room that's going to be set up there at the venue, and then a 360 photo booth where you can get your picture taken.
Okay, so like if you got to participate in your escape room during the UFO Fest.
Yes.
Is it? I know that was probably more alien themed, but same kind of vein, kind of thing.
Yeah. So 1920s.
Cool. This one will be more 20s and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar with escape rooms, they're pretty popular. Yeah. Basically, you're locked in a room. And usually they're themed. Like this one will be a Roaring '20s, speakeasy theme. But sometimes it's a zombie themed or a space themed or whatever, haunted mansion themed or something. And basically, you're locked in a room and you got to get out. And usually it's you with a group of friends, and there's clues through all, and you got to play, Sherlock Holmes and kind of rummage through the stuff in the room and try to figure out how to get out of the room. And it's a lot of fun. It's to kind of get the senses going, get a lot of group. It's really a group activity. I don't think people do escape rooms by themselves.
That would be boring.
It's kind of sad and lonely when you do that. But you do you. I mean, if you're like, no, I want to do it myself. And God bless you. You're like, my brain is amazing. I want to do it. Okay. But come on out. If you never did, that's another good thing to fun. And then here's the cool part is we're raising funds for the community little theater. Right. This is it's come out. We want to have a dinner and a show and a lot of fun, and y'all make it a date night or family night or whatever you want to do there. But what we're trying to do is raise money for the community little theater so we can keep that building up and going, so we can keep paying for the rights to some great plays and things for the upcoming future, and keep the community little theater growing and going strong here in Roswell. So that's what you're doing by coming out and eating chicken or fish or steak and watching a whodunit and putting your zoot suits on and having a good time and getting an escape room. You're supporting all of that by doing it. That keeps going strong here. So, and then right after that, turn around and get your tickets for the next weekend here, and that'll be back at the community little theater. And so you're on your own for dinner, but but you can come out and enjoy the show any one of those nights or multiple nights. Yeah. Experience tells me the second weekend's going to be a little busier than the first one because a lot of word of mouth and everything gets around the first weekend. Everyone's like, oh, you got one more chance, and then so plan a little bit, especially if you're limited on the days you can go. So.
Yeah, well, they'll have a lot to talk about with this one because it's gonna be a riot.
Yeah.
Is it
I'm excited.
Like because it's so it's kind of the Is He Dead play. It sounds like it's got a hint of a buddy comedy too to it a little bit.
There's definitely that element. That's the thing. This play has several different
so
funny
many
things
things.
going on at the same time.
Yeah.
There's the fake death. There's the person in disguise.
Yeah.
There's the kind of hidden romance. There's the there's so much going on, and we really want people to come out and see it.
And I'm guessing it's one of those things where the more like everything started innocent and then something spirals and something, kind of like that Curb Your Enthusiasm style where you think something's not so big deal at the beginning, it spirals into this whole thing by the end.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a lot of that, just knowing how Mark Twain kind of,
the starving artist comes up with a desperate scheme, and then there's some unforeseen consequences.
I could see. So it's almost, and this is why storytelling is a timeless thing, because yes, this story was told 100 years ago, but how many stories since then you're like, okay, maybe the setting, the scene's different, but it's that same what draws you into the story is what's carrying you through the story.
Yeah.
You may change the buildings and the scenery and stuff, but the feel and all that's still kind of there. And that's because you look at this, I'm thinking this is like Smokey the Bandit for 1880s. You know what I mean, or something like that. It's
for real.
I mean, that's people don't change. There's always schemes. There's always and that's beautiful. Yeah.
And so I love that about it. So and I think these are the kind of things that make you realize that yes, despite humanity living and breathing and surviving in 200 years apart, look at the common interest. Look at the common thoughts.
Very
Look at
relatable.
the common, maybe the words are a little different. Maybe the clothing was a little different. Maybe how you did things was a little different, but the sentiment behind it's the same. It's kind of to me, that's one of the cool parts about historic plays, historic books, things like that. Because you're like, oh dang! Once you cut through the time generation and the turn of phrase. They were thinking kind of like how we think today, just, with a different perspective. Ooh, this is a sweet spot.
Can he get it?
Missed.
He missed.
Thought about it too long.
I just played chicken and lost. Dang it. But that's why, and so I think folks are going to really love that play. I think it's just going to be, and I think it's, you bring teenagers and stuff too, even though they're like, oh, Mark, I think they're going to relate, and because of just what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
So, very cool. What's on the horizon after these two productions are done?
So we do have some Mission Improbables coming up in September.
Those are always fun.
And November.
Okay.
And then we have. Sorry,
it's a lot on one time.
I'm forgetting the. Farce of Habit.
Okay, that's the next major production.
Play,
okay,
and that's in October.
Okay,
and it's set at a fishing lodge.
Okay,
and there's nuns and an axe murderer and someone who's trying to quit coffee cold turkey, and so she's going crazy. I mean, it's just got like all kinds of crazy nonsense going on.
Hang out at these fishing lodges, man.
It's at the Realum Inn.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. Sounds like another comedy.
It is. It's
good.
It's hysterical.
Good
That's
deal.
a very funny play.
Good deal. Now, by the way, always looking for more people to be a part of the community little theater too. Even if I'm not acting on a stage. That's not for me. There's still a lot of different ways you can be a part of the community little theater without acting on the stage, or they need help with sound, lighting. If you're a technical person and love doing that stuff, you would be highly coveted, because usually one or two people and they have to be there for everything. So I think they'd like a night off every once in a while. So so the more people that know sound and lighting, that kind of allows that to happen.
Yeah.
Costuming and makeup. I know you have some great people, but again, they're not available 24/7.
Right,
they need
right.
others to say, hey, I'm sorry I'm not available, but so and so is, so we're good to go.
Set design, set building. That's always
kind
a
of
huge
stuff.
thing.
Even working play nights as ushers, or working the front
Ticket
counter, the ticket booth, of concessions. All of that stuff's needed, and then behind the stage too, they need folks to there's, depending on the play, there could be a lot of costume changes or quick
oh, we got to be back in 2 minutes in a new outfit to get them.
Right.
And there's people back there helping the actors get ready, making sure people are standing where they're supposed to be standing. So when it's time for to go on stage, they're not eating vanilla wafers in the back room. They're at their spot where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? That's so. So there's a lot of different roles that don't actually involve you to being and not to being on the stage.
Right.
But if you want to do that part too, then come out to auditions. Come out and be a part of that. Maybe come out to one of the Mission Improbables and hang out and watch that, and then stick around afterwards and talk to some of the players there. And by the way, if you're a business or organization, the Mission Improbable troupe also does a version for like team building and work-related things. I mean, it's funny too, but it's not just for entertainment. It's to serve as a group thing. So if you'd like to use some of the improbable techniques to maybe create some cohesion or things at your organization or business,
absolutely,
reach out to Communal Theater. They'd be happy to maybe do a presentation for you, a little thing for that too. But in the meantime, just come out on the Friday nights here. But about once a month here, we're coming up here in the fall and late summer.
September we'll have 2 in September. Actually, one at the beginning, one at the end. We're going to skip October because we've got to play, and then we'll be back in November.
Good deal. And if you ever watched Whose Line Is It Anyway, that's Mission Improbable. It's you get the set of actors on stage. You have a host. The host takes stuff from the audience, has kind of pre-designated skits and bits that they want to try out on the players, and then the players have no knowledge of what's coming, and they got to react based on the information the host gives them. So it could be something like
made up on the spot.
It could be something like things from a box, and there's a bunch of just what's it's and widgets, and could be a hat, could be a shoe, could be a big giant foam hand, and each person has to make up something funny that goes with it. It's like, hey, I'm a rooster, and they put the big hat on their head or something like that. Something along those lines. But that's a night of that is what it is. And it really causes the players to think on their feet and do, and that's where the comedy happens.
Yeah.
Because you don't always nail it the way some other person would have nailed it. It's like, that's where they went with that. All right.
Very unpredictable.
It can be very surprising at times.
And then the other players have to feed off that. So, it's so something that no one knew nothing about turns into a whole big scene at the end that you're like, where did that, it's kind of like radio here where I start talking about tacos, and next thing you know, I'm talking about, world peace or something down the road. It's like, how did I get here from tacos?
Yeah, I find myself dying laughing a lot of times when I'm emceeing. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's it. It's
so funny,
and it's fun for everyone because no one knows what's going to really happen. It just kind of, and even the host. Okay, I know a couple of the themes that we're going to cover, but you have no idea what direction it's going to go in. It's just that's the beauty of it.
And the audience participates, so you're part of the game.
Yeah.
If you leave there not have a good time, you're kind of a fuddy,
right?
Yeah.
You're kind of a curmudgeon. Just it might be you, not us.
It's definitely.
But these are great ways to get involved. Any updates on kids' arts program? Anything? Do we have anything?
So we have a class coming up. I believe it starts in August. I should have looked up that date.
Okay.
But we do have a class planned.
Okay.
So they are going to be doing Aesop's so slightly updated fables.
Okay. So a few adjectives added to that Aesop's fables there, but of the kid version.
Right. So it should be a lot of fun, and it is 3rd through 12th grade. So
good deal.
We have
elementary to high school
classes, right?
Excellent. And it's really cool because the kids learn all aspects of theater and life. Really, they're learning life lessons and how to human skills and things, but it's all kind of under the guise of theater.
Right.
And so they'll learn aspects from the business side of it a little bit, to the creative side, to the hardware, physical labor side of it,
right?
To and then ancillary stuff. Like they'll partner with other organizations in the past. You've done stuff with the Historical Society.
Right.
If you guys remember
Graveside Manor.
Graveside Manor. I was like, I never remember the actual time, but where we go out and we do the Chautauquas with some of Roswell's more legendary people and founders and stuff like that. And
I really miss Graveside. I wish we'd bring that back.
I think well, maybe not this weekend because it's like 110, but
No. We usually do it in the fall.
It's a little nicer.
And that's really great because it's very historical, and the kids learn a lot about the founders of Roswell or famous people that are buried in our cemetery. just different things.
Well, and I like that too because you see all of our like street names. You see like names like Poe and Lee and all that, and you're like, you know where those came from? Come out to Graveside Manor and you meet some of the people that their names are emblazoned on some of our things around town. Yeah, that's a really cool side of it too. But that's all part of the Kids Arts program, CAPS program, KAPS.
Right.
Go to, again, RoswellTheater.com, THEATRE. There is a tab for the CAPS there, and you can kind of read more and then reach out if you're interested in signing up here for this next class here in about a month or so. But it's a great opportunity for kids, and I love, especially if you have a child in school that maybe they're not involved or not in, and I think it's just maybe put them in an environment like this. Let's see if they flourish. Because I think sometimes, people don't, and I talk with you about this almost every time we talk about the CAPS. Kids, humans don't learn the same way. Each human absorbs information a different way. Some respond better to the classroom setting and take notes and all that. Others, they want to touch things, do things. They got to, you can tell me something 1,000 times, but until I get there and put my hands on it, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. And part of that's my problem, but I mean, because I have a attention span of a gnat, but that's another thing. But that's how, and I think things like the CAPS program expose the kids to learning through a different technique.
A different way.
And so what may not resonate in the classroom, it might be the light bulb moment at the CAPS program where what they're learning in the classroom, and it kind of all starts making sense because it's presented in a different way. Yeah. And that's what I think CAPS offers these children and families.
It's great to see the kids. Sometimes I'll be coming in on the way to rehearsal, and there'll be a CAPS thing going on in the lobby, and they're playing the games and they're doing the things, and they're just having so much fun. And it makes me think, kids, they're very comfortable pretending. They're still very familiar with their imaginations. You know what I mean? We kind of lose that as we grow older, but they're still right there.
Sure.
And
when you have the world in front of you, you dream because I've got 60, 100 years ahead of me. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to be an astronaut. But as we get older and we get set in our ways, and we
suddenly lose that.
Yeah, we lose it.
Yeah,
we lose it, and
wonder.
It's nice when you see kids with it, and you're like, huh. And then sometimes you get inspired. It's like, you know what? I'm going to pick up that guitar again. You know what? I've been meaning to do that. You know what? It reminds us that we ain't dead yet.
Right.
If you're breathing, and you're on Earth, you're doing your thing. Do what you want. Do the things that make you you.
Yeah.
And I think this reminds us old people that sometimes. So I love that.
Yeah.
But it's a great program, and so please reach out. I would imagine too, if you want to serve, the board, that capacity, some of the executive decision side of things, they're always looking for fresh ideas and faces to come and be a part of that too. So if you want to,
you can join the theater. We meet. Our general meeting is the first Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
At 6:30 at the theater, and members are encouraged at those meetings to get involved in the stuff that we're doing. So everybody knows what's going on at the meeting.
That's how this happens. These productions and plays.
Right.
If one person's doing all the work, it's really not going to happen. It's just too much for one or two people to do. It really takes a collective effort of people. Everyone doing their roles. You got to have someone in charge and kind of leading and running the show, but everyone's got their wheel in the cog, the big cog there. And if one's missing, then the machine don't roll right. And that's what that's what community little theater is. It just it looks a little different than some other organizations, but when it's all said and done, that's how it works.
It's a labor of love, but it's still a labor.
It is,
Well, because because those sets don't just magically show up one day.
Just pop up.
There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go, and that's also the beauty of it, because you have different opinions and different things, and people want to do it this way and this way, and that's some of the fun minutia. I mean, it could get knocked down, drag out sometimes, but because when you have a bunch of people with passion, it's like family, like your sisters and brothers. You love them the hardest, but fight with them the hardest sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
There gets to be a little bit of that sometimes, but it's all because people are so passionate and loving about what they do, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
If you've got a bunch of people that care about the product's going to be good.
For sure.
If it's going to take a few blood, sweat, and tears to get there, but at the end of the day, every person that's a part of that, they're going to be happy about that. And that's what you get to the communal theater is, sure, there are going to be battles, there are going to be days of disagreements, but you know what?
We all love theater. We all love this building. We all love what we do here, and we want to make sure our kids get to do the same thing we're doing right now.
Right. Absolutely.
And so we can all agree that, then we'll compromise on our creative choices.
We'll compromise. Lots of compromises.
But that's part of being a part of a community theater group, and so that. So it's like a family. You love hard and fun, but sometimes you argue hard and
We're
fun
all
too.
so dramatic.
Yeah.
There's a reason. That's why I do more comedies. Get that stigma of drama out of there. I'm just kidding. But again, RoswellTheater.com is everything we talked about. And but the hottest thing on the radar right now is the big Curtains Rising event at the Liberty, August 5th. Come on out, get your 20s duds. Go to thelibertyinc.com or go to RoswellTheater.com and get your tickets right now. You do have one important decision: chicken, fish or beef. That's your big decision. So have that debate and figure it out before you go there, because I'd hate for you to get there and you have a 20-minute fight. I want chicken. No, why don't you get the chicken? I'll get the beef. But I want the fish.
Yeah, and you do have to order it in advance.
So get that battle done, and then get your tickets.
And bring your detective skills.
That's right. Snoop.
Yes.
Bring your magnifying glass and your Sherlock Holmes hat, and Basset Hound if you got one. You need to sniff up clues, or at least a St. Bernard with a whiskey barrel.
There you go.
That might be helpful.
Irish whiskey.
That's right. And then, of course, don't forget, right after that, the weekend, the next 2 weekends, right after the August 5th event, Is He Dead? At the Roswell Community Theater. Right. Once again, tickets are available that time only at the RoswellTheater.com website, and they'll be available at the door. You can't get tickets at the Liberty for that one. Although I don't think they'd mind doing it, but not at their place. Is there anything I missed or we missed? Anything we wanted to cover or anything I got sidetracked on?
For the fall. I mean, that's what we've got coming up in the fall.
Come out and be a part of the community theaters. If you're looking for an organization, a place to get involved and have some fun, this fall, this summer, right now, come out to the 5th and start there and start talking to people and introducing and getting into the circles here. And next thing you know, you'll be on stage opening night or the person, making sure the spotlight's where it's supposed to be on opening night. That could be you.
We need them all.
Exactly. And it's a lot of fun. And by the way, if you do get a chance, ask for a tour of the back. You could literally spend hours just looking through the costume and prop rooms
for sure.
back there. It's like the American Pickers guys. If you ever watch that show on History Channel, those guys, that'd be like their Shangri-La if they walked through that.
Kind of like a museum back there.
Yeah. It's like the Holy Grail just be laying back there. It's just so much stuff.
It might be, actually.
What's this cup?
Yeah. Right? I feel funny.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff there. So, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I know you guys don't like doing AM in the theater world, so we do appreciate that. It's like mornings. These are for sleeping. All of our shows are at night for a reason. But absolutely, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Okay?
Yay!
Yeah. All right. We'll all be ready. I think I chose chicken.
Did you?
I did. I went chicken.
Hey, you're emceeing for us.
I am. That's right. It was that little nugget forgot to be.
Oh wow! Okay, that's news to me. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be emceeing, or will I? Because what I hear is, they got a guy.
There might be a murder.
Yeah.
Oh right, your life may be in danger.
Yeah, it might be. So if someone's got an axe to grind against the MC, I'm not that guy. I'm just some dude eating chicken in the corner. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Now I got a bounty. All right, it is 9:52. It's a small one though. Let's go ahead and get you up.
Funding, Eddy County volunteer departments, including Atoka, Cottonwood, Happy Valley, Joel, La Huerta, Loco Hills, Malaga, Otis, Queen, Riverside, and Sun Country, will also get about $2.1 million combined. Carlsbad was awarded $698,000, Loving $200,000, and Hope $95,000. The West Loop that connects two major highways in Carlsbad is finally complete, 4 decades in the making. A ribbon-cutting ceremony held for the opening of the West Loop Road connecting Highway 285 to Highway 62 and 180. Public Works Director Jason Burns said Friday the original plans for the connector were drawn up in 1986. Today, the project cost a total of $18 million. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. stocks ended mixed on Friday with the Dow Jones Industrial Average rising marginally to notch its 10th straight day of advances, its longest rally in almost 6 years. United Parcel Service and Teamsters negotiators are ready to restart talks on July 25th as the two sides seek an agreement before the current labor contract expires at the end of the month. Two U.S. House of Representatives committees said Friday they are investigating Ford Motor Company partnerships with a Chinese battery company. Ford announced earlier this year it is spending $3.5 billion to build a battery plant in Michigan using technology from CATL, the world's largest battery maker. British retail sales grew faster than expected in June despite continued high inflation, thanks to unusually hot weather and a rebound in food sales after King Charles' coronation disrupted spending in May. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
Find your path to a greater future at Eastern New Mexico University. Come experience the ENMU Advantage, which includes tuition-free higher education through the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship, small class sizes, and professors who are here to help you succeed. ENMU has a free application and no application deadline, allowing you to apply up until the start of the fall semester in August. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about. Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia has an immediate opening for a supervisor of operations. Candidate must have knowledge and experience in multiple oil field services. Bilingual not required, but preferred. Pressure Services also need vacuum truck operators. Positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Ed Safety Facility. Equal opportunity
Most
employer.
of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed. Or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
Join us at the Chavez County Fair, where we gather to honor the diligent young individuals driving southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industry forward. Let us come together at the Chavez County Fair to applaud and recognize the outstanding individuals who contribute to the growth and prosperity of our state. Pecos Valley Production takes pride in the accomplishments of our young farmers and ranchers and proudly supports the 4-H and FFA events and county fairs, committed to the agricultural community. PecosValleyProduction.com. Support your local farmer. Fresh from our farm to you.
A key element of a judicial reform plan, the target of nationwide protests in Israel in recent weeks, has been approved by the Israeli parliament. Approval followed a turbulent session that saw opposition lawmakers chant shame before storming out. With those lawmakers gone, the plan, championed by Prime Minister Netanyahu, won unanimous approval. UN Command says it has started talking with North Korea about American soldier Travis King. He sprinted across the DMZ into the north last week and was whisked away by North Korean personnel.
General Andrew Harrison with the United Nations Command says the process has started through a communications line set up under the armistice agreement that stopped the fighting in the original Korean War. Harrison says the well-being of Private Travis King remains the command's primary concern, and he remains optimistic, but citing the sensitivity of the discussions, refused to provide more details. Civilian tours to the joint security area have been suspended since King dashed across the border. Meanwhile, 2 U.S. military military submarines, the USS Annapolis and the USS Kentucky, have been visiting the Korean Peninsula. Jennifer King, Washington.
Facing some fierce headwinds, U.S. business activity is slowed to a 5-month low.
The composite PMI index, which tracks manufacturing and service sectors, fell this month. The survey data supported evidence that the U.S. economy was still growing as the third quarter began, but at a slower rate from the previous quarter. However, the Federal Reserve may look at falling input prices and slowed hiring as progress in its bid to lower inflation.
Correspondent Greg Clugston. Texas Governor Abbott showing no signs of backing down as a lawsuit looms. The Justice Department issuing a deadline today, threatening to sue the state if it doesn't start removing barriers at keeping migrants from swimming across the Rio Grande. The Dow's up 190. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The government is spying on you. No surprise, I know. But did you know the banks are helping them? And did you know that withdrawing your cash from the bank can be very...
Everybody wants cheap airfare. But where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Port Sudan. The military says a child survived last night's crash. It took place after the Russian-made plane took off from the city's airport. The military blames a technical failure for the crash, which comes as the war in Sudan reaches the 100-day mark with no end in sight. Sudan has plunged into chaos since mid-April, when months-long tension between the military and the powerful Rapid Support Forces exploded into open fighting in the capital Khartoum and elsewhere around the country. Russia claims there's been a drone strike on Moscow and Ukraine was behind it. Moscow's mayor says explosive drones fell near the defense ministry headquarters. There were no casualties. The Russians, meanwhile, launched fresh drone attacks on port facilities in southern Ukraine, injuring at least 4 people. News and analysis, townhall.com. Fallout from Putin's war in Ukraine is affecting the world of pro sports.
Poland's Interior Ministry says Russian tennis player Vera Zvonareva cannot enter the country, thereby hindering her from participating in the BNP Paribas Warsaw Open. Poland, which supports Ukraine in its war against Russia, says Zvonareva, a former world number 2 player who additionally holds a French passport, is on a banned list and not allowed entry into the country for state and public security reasons. It stresses that Poland opposes the Russian and Belarusian regimes and those in support of them. In a statement, the Women's Tennis Association, or the WTA, says it's evaluating the situation. I'm Mimi Montgomery.
The U.S. Geological Survey says a 3.8 magnitude earthquake shook a northern Arizona town yesterday afternoon, with no immediate reports of any injuries or damage. That small quake struck near Chino Valley. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, it's not as fun as saying Friday, but
I know.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you're having a good day thus far.
Yeah.
It's already creeping up into the 80s.
These are the Mondays that I look more forward to a little bit, a little breathing room. To get some stuff done.
Hopefully, actually, I got a busy Monday.
Yeah.
I got interviews and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah, you got a phoner with Mr. Penrod this morning.
Yes, after the show here. So we'll probably play that this. I don't know about tomorrow, but this week for sure. So.
By the way, I did need to make an announcement. I have to make sure I have my sponsors up before I do so. Bear with me.
All right.
We have some passes to give away over on our sister station, 92.9 The Brand.
Yes.
If you are going to be in the Artesia area for the Eddy County Fair this week, and you want your chance to meet and greet Uncle Cracker and also Mike Ryan this Friday. Uncle Cracker Wednesday, Mike Ryan on Friday. We've got four meet and greet passes to give away for each of those folks. Let me find the list here. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. So we're going to give away 4 meet and greet tickets. That's one individual meet and greet pass. So 4 people get to meet and greet Uncle Cracker, and 4 people get to meet and greet Mike Ryan on Friday. Uncle Cracker again is Wednesday. If you want your chance to win, be listening to 92.9 The Brand this week for your cue to call. Be the first caller, and I'm going to get you hooked up with one of those 4 passes. But I do got to say a big thanks to our friends at 111 Beef Republic, Devon Energy, Coterra, ConocoPhillips, Pecos Valley Production, and HF Sinclair.
Absolutely.
So if you want to win, be on the listen for your cue to call and your chance to win all week on 92.9 The Brand.
Yes, 92.9. I'm not giving you those tickets.
No.
Sean is. It's for the Eddy County Fair.
Yes.
We're kind of Roswell focused on the station, so that's why I'm not really.
Hey, we're reaching out to the Tri-County area.
But you're listening. You like country music? Go give him a call and get on there, and who knows? You can meet Uncle Cracker and all that. And he's Wednesday night.
He's Wednesday. Uncle Cracker's Wednesday. Thursday is Faith and Family Night with Cochran and Company, and Friday night is Mike Ryan.
See, I've been around long enough to know Uncle Cracker. That's I don't know the others. I'm not I'm too old.
I hope I never get to be like as famous of a artist or singer where like you say somebody's name and then all you get is just like a song, like Uncle Cracker. Oh, follow me! Right.
That's kind of
I know, but. Okay, and this is an odd sentence coming out of anybody else's mouth. Out of my mouth, completely normal.
All right.
I have a bit of a soft spot for Uncle Cracker. There's a reason to that, though.
I do like Uncle. Like his music is fine. It's just he's that guy. That's how I think of it.
One of the first skin-on-skin times that I got to have with Rhiannon when she was first born, chest to chest. I was listening to the radio, and Uncle Cracker's song "Smile" came on, and that sort of became my song for Rhiannon because it's so
it's a family thing.
Yeah,
nice. Does Rhiannon even know who Uncle Cracker is?
No, really. She's heard the song a few times for sure, but she's not an Uncle Cracker mark like I am.
I am curious. What is she on the Barbie take? Is she all into one or could care less?
Honestly, she's not. She's past. I mean, she still likes a lot of the girly stuff, unicorns and rainbows and all that stuff. But the Barbie thing, it just never really hit with her. Okay. Now, in fairness, I didn't exactly, immerse her in that world. She didn't have a lot of. She had a Barbie.
But she has friends at school that are into it. I figured some of that would rub off.
She had a Barbie growing up.
My parents never gave me, told me about Star Wars. I just kind of, there it is.
She just sort of gravitated towards other things. Yeah. She's into this. What's funny is I realize as I sort of like watched her come up that my daughter is literally me of a different gender. Like she finds these very obscure edge of the internet things and gets obsessed with them.
That's what she's into.
So she's been for the last like 6 or so months watching this YouTube series, which I recently found out is like, it's been on for like 13 years. So there's a ton of episodes. It's called Battle for Dream Island.
Okay.
And it's literally these like stick figure objects interacting with each other. It's funny. I've watched it. It's got personality. It's clean. It's it's perfectly family friendly. But she's immersed herself in this world, and it's such an obscure thing where it's like I want to get her like merch from the show or like a companion guide for it. I had to go to the edges of the internet to find these things. Buy from retailers that I don't even know if they're up and up or not.
Yeah.
My information might be floating around Ukraine right now, but I got her the companion guide. That's the point.
Well, I'm assuming it's not American based, like it wasn't.
No, it's from here.
Oh, is it? Okay,
It is,
I thought
yeah,
maybe it was something from another country, and that's why it's a little bit more obscure here.
It was just like a YouTube series that sort of like grew legs and sort of like became its own thing.
Okay. And that's part of it too, is I'm not immersed in the YouTube. I mean, I know what YouTube is, I know, but as far as like created content and all that, I don't know who's who and from what to where, who's famous and who's not, and who's I can they're like, this guy, he's blowing up YouTube. I'm like, okay.
The closest thing to mainstream that Rhiannon and Hunter, to an extent, have been into over the last like year is Bluey.
Okay.
Hunter's taken a bit of an interest in Roblox, which, okay, but that's like the only like franchise things that they're sort of into.
Okay. Other than that, they're just kind of
they find their own fun.
They don't, like Hunter's not all into Iron Man and all that stuff. And see, like my nephews, my brother's kids, they're 10 and 8 respectively.
Right.
And that's all they're consumed with is Marvel and video games.
It might be my fault because I don't watch traditional TV and movies,
and that might be that they don't see it.
Sit around and watch YouTube and stuff.
But
so
I figure school would rub off on them. That's where school rubs in, and you start playing with your friends, and your friends are into Iron Man or Barbie or whatever, and that's why I kind of like, well, maybe they get it that way.
I still might take her to see it, although the 2 nights lineup of the family night and the cheap movie night, so I still might take her to see Barbie at some point, but she just hadn't really expressed much of an interest in it.
I figure I'd watch it, but not until it's free for something. I'm not going to go over to the theater and see it.
The other thing is Rhiannon has never really been a theater movie watcher. I can literally think of the 3 movies that she's seen in theaters, and it is Paddington. We went and watched that, and we were in Oklahoma with her cousins, and she barely made it through that one, even though I loved it. Elf, which we watched this last year around the Christmas season.
During COVID.
She actually enjoyed that one, but I took her to see Across the Spider-Verse, her and Hunter, and and granted, it was a longer movie, but towards the end of the third act, the start of the third act, she's like, "Are we done yet? Can we go?" They were bored and done.
And see, I think that's part of the problem with modern society. Like, cartoons when we grew up as a kid were meant for kids,
right?
And that's no longer the case. And so parents are like, it's a cartoon, must be for kids. Into the Spider-Verse, unless all they're doing is fighting, a 5-year-old kid could care less. They don't care about human storylines and all the stuff that they don't care. They want to. And it was cool when Spider-Man jumped from this building to this building. That's what they care about.
Now there was enough visual in there that I think my son was pretty enthralled. But Rhiannon was pretty solidly done by the third act. Which, have you seen the new one yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, dude, you got.
I've not seen any of the cartoon Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah, I just seen them. I haven't even seen the most recent movie
of the Spider-Man. Of the Spider-Man. The Spider-Verse series is by far the best.
Yeah, I hear it's really good. But that's where I think it's confusing, because just because it's in a cartoon form, I don't think it's really meant for a 5-year-old.
Right? No, it's
just that they're dealing with emotions and teenage things.
It's not, but
it's
also acceptable, because it's not like it didn't get raunchy. There's no like parts where there's a lot of excessive cursing.
And it's
or anything.
not that I'm saying it's too much for them. I just think they don't care.
Right?
It's like bringing in. It's like, hey kids, we're going to talk tax documents with you. Yay! But we're going to do it with Iron Man. Right. They don't care about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem. If there was
a feature-length Bluey movie, I guarantee they'd be down for it.
But if they're going to get too deep with the emotions and the storyline, kids don't care.
Right.
That's for adults. Go watch a movie. You know, if you want, that's my opinion. It's you're making cartoons for adults and then trying to sell it to kids. And I'm like, kids don't care. When I was that age, I cared about explosions and how cool that thing was. I didn't care that his friend didn't like him.
Right. You weren't digging for nuance.
Yeah. And I think most kids at 4, 5, 7, at 10, that's what they care about.
Right.
I watched Tom and Jerry. There was nothing about Tom and Jerry that made me say I want to love Tom at the end.
Sure. But my perpetually 15-year-old brain says, ooh, fun, animated images. Surely a kid's going to enjoy this.
Sure, absolutely. And I think that's part of the problem is we grew up with cartoons and
you touched on something too with that is anytime now as an adult I see something animated, my kid interest is piqued. I'm like, oh, what's this now?
Yeah,
because it's triggers that thing.
We got to realize that not all cartoons are for kids anymore, and I'm not talking about South Park. I'm talking about and it's not that I just think young kids don't care because it's not their cup of tea. They care about simpler things. Right. They don't want. Shoot, they're going to be old enough to deal with life problems. We don't have to hit them when they're 6. You know what I mean?
By the way, you touched on something there. You got to guess, so I won't get to it now. But eventually, we need to talk about the new AI-generated South Park episodes. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Oh, dude. They're really, really trying all of the technology they can to push back against the strike.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's definitely an interesting topic. We'll get into it at some point.
Now, who's doing that? Is it just society or is it the South Park people?
No, not the South Park people at all.
Okay, gotcha.
Some consortium put together a program that was able to, it's called Showrunner, and it's able to kind of put together from start to finish a TV show. They picked South Park because of its rudimentary animation style.
Right, yeah.
And because there's so much of it, they could draw voices and train the AI.
And build a episode off enough content.
South Park episodes, which if you are a fan of South Park, you would know they were fake, they were bunk. But if you're new to the universe, you'd be like, there might be something to this.
Right.
There might be some legs to this because the jokes weren't funny, but they were jokes.
Well, and
in the South Park style.
What is it that everyone says that we're seeing it at its worst right now?
Yeah, it's right now is the worst it's ever going to be.
Yeah. So that's the scary part, really. I mean, at what point? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's just it's just a lot there, and it's too early to say what it's going to do. We all our nefarious side wants us to
push it again.
Our nefarious side thinks that they want us to do all that stuff. But I don't think always the case there.
That's
Sorry,
true.
I'm rambling.
Yeah, what's your point, Ray?
You know what? After watching Mission Impossible, the new one, you don't want to watch that movie because that will scare you because it's about an entity, AI, called the Entity. And it's everywhere and nowhere at once.
James Cameron made a statement like last week. He's like, I tried to warn you guys back in 1984. Terminator was literally me warning you about the future of what AI is capable of. Nobody listened.
Yep. Sure, he used quite a bit of himself when making some of his movies, but of course.
What cartoon were you talking about that's overly serious?
Well, we were talking about the Into the Spider-Verse and in the Spider-Verse movies, and I was like, he was talking about how his kids aren't really into it, and I was like, I think it's because it's not really meant for little kids.
I think
it's
target demo.
Yeah, I think it's too mature for younger kids because they're talking about teenage problems and things, and I don't think kids care about that age yet,
But then
give them a couple years.
But then you have stuff like We're Back, the dinosaur movie or whatever, and that's scary, or more for adults, but it's still for kids.
Yeah, but I just think it's adults trying to crowbar their agendas into kids' stuff.
Or all the Don Bluth stuff.
You don't need to. They'll get it soon enough. You don't need to. Kids be kids.
I'm just kind of an advocate for cartoons don't have to be just for kids. They can be for.
I'm fine with that too. I'm completely okay with it. But there's certain cartoons that you shouldn't be presenting to your kids, I think, till they hit a certain age.
I know we have to move on because we have a guest. But did you just reference the 1993 movie We're Back, a Dinosaur Story? I just wanted to make sure that's what you referenced when we were talking about the Spider-Verse. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just so we're all on the same page here.
Hot take.
Hot take from 1993.
I'm cultured.
Patiently waiting in our room here. We have the folks from Wings for Life joining us. Lorena Segovia and Marty Garcia will join us, give us an update on Wings for Life, and it's a great organization if you're not familiar. So we'll learn about that and talk a little bit about what they've got going on here in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Another heat advisory in effect today. Our afternoon highs 103 to 107, and we'll be getting sunshine. For the overnight hours, clear, and we're in the mid-70s, and then 105 to 110 for the afternoon highs on Tuesday. A little bit breezy and lots of sun. We're in the mid-70s for Tuesday night, and then sunny and hot again on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 88 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 23%. Winds are calm at the moment. We do have a heat advisory that's going to kick in at noon. That will remain in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. Expect 106 under sunny and hot conditions today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72 for tonight. South winds 5 to 15. Tuesday, mostly sunny and a high of around 106. South winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, sunny and 107. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at sunny and hot with a high of 105. Friday, mostly sunny and 102. And then 100 on Saturday, 100 on Sunday as well. All right, it is 9:21. We're going to take a 4-minute break, and then we'll have the folks from Wings for Life join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeast New Mexico.
Country Pride Countywide, the 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo is August the 4th through the 12th. Concerts begin Friday, August the 4th with the Hispanic Heritage Celebration with Los Rieleros del Norte and Los Invasores de Nuevo León. Tuesday, Wade Bowen. Wednesday, for King and Country. Thursday, The Frontmen, featuring Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas.
God bless Texas.
Larry Stewart of Restless Heart. And Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star. Tracy Lawrence on Friday.
Down the bend, the Renegades, Rebels, and Road.
Saturday night, it's Alabama.
Tennessee River.
The 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August the 4th through the 12th in Lovington. Exclusive presenting sponsor, Zia Park Casino, Hotel, and Racetrack. Go to LeeCountyFair.net.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
A bedroom is a quiet escape where I go for peace and comfort. This is Melanie at Glenn's Furniture. I know how important the most private room in your home is for your life and the lives of your family. That's why we offer a selection of bedroom groups that make living easier and more comfortable. Modern designs, bold curves, and stylish fabrics elevate your bedroom space. You'll find your new set easy to sleep on and even easier to own. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
You're invited. The 2023 Eddy County Fair is July 25th through the 29th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Come out for a week of fun. The KSVP Morning Show will be broadcasting live Wednesday through Friday. You can catch almost all of the livestock shows and junior livestock auction with streaming video live and on demand at ksvptv.com. So tell all of your out-of-town friends and family that can't be there in person. Coverage of this year's Eddy County Fair brought to you in part by Wilbanks Trucking Services, proud supporters of the Eddy County Fair. Visit wilbanks.us for career opportunities with Wilbanks Trucking.
Imagine pool water that is extremely soft and gentle on hair, skin, and eyes. Soft Swim is a chlorine-free sanitizing system by BioGuard. Simple and easy, Soft Swim will give you a crystal clear pool that feels luxuriously soft. Your pool might just become the destination of the entire neighborhood. Application is a breeze, no mixing, no pre-dissolving, and routine maintenance is simple. Come to Mays Lumber Company today, the only dealer for Soft Swim by BioGuard.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
The Chaves County 4-H and FFA Fair is on, celebrating the hard-working young men and women of southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industries. From the farms to the fields, the ranches to the dairies, these leaders of tomorrow show their skills. The Chaves County Fair is our time to applaud the ones that keep the state going and growing. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply salutes the achievements of our young farmers and ranchers. Keep up with the fair this year and watch the events for yourself at ksvptv.com. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, proud supporters of the Chaves County Fair, July 23rd through the 29th.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the organization Wings for Life, Marty Garcia and Lorena Segovia. You know what I got to think of?
What?
I don't know if you watch the like Avengers movies and all that. Have you seen those?
Yes.
Well, there's a country called Segovia, and so I have to think. I'm like, oh, she's named like the country in the movie.
Right, like the Avengers.
Segovia.
Okay.
So I had to think for a minute. Segovia, like the country. So, good morning, ladies. How are y'all doing today? First off, before we talk about your event here on Saturday, we have a back to school event that Wings for Life is put together, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But before we get there, I really want to tell people what Wings for Life is. A great organization. I think a lot of people have heard of Wings for Life and may know like one or two facets of what Wings for Life is, but in reality, I don't think people understand the full scope of the services that Wings for Life provide for people. I mean, I know a lot of people, they go and help people at the jail with getting education or getting resources to better themselves. They do that, but that's one side of it. They help families out in the public. If you're a young family looking for resources to make your family grow and thrive, and even learning basic household family skills and things like that, stuff that maybe slipped through the cracks you were never taught or didn't understand. Wings for Life is that organization that kind of helps families navigate through all that kind of stuff. Is that a pretty good description?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's kind of, and so you may know them for the helping folks in jail and stuff, but that's just one sliver of the pie here. There's a lot of you guys pretty much in some way, shape, or form help all levels of the community. It's just what resources you need. You guys have a foot there somewhere.
Yes.
But so that being said, it's just more than the stuff at the jail and that kind of stuff. It's way more than that. It's really, if you're a family and you're looking for resources, which is pretty much everybody. I don't think there's a family in town. Oh yeah, everything's perfect. Everything, we couldn't use anything else. We're good to go. We're fine. Right. We don't have any problems. I hope that's true, but that's probably not the case. And Wings for Life probably could help you in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
That's what we want to promote here.
Yes,
too.
that's exactly right.
How long have you guys been involved with Wings for Life? Because it's an organization that's, I know it's international, but it's been involved here in Roswell as long as I can remember.
2006.
Okay, so it's been almost 20 years now.
Right.
17 years now.
Right.
So, very good. So you guys haven't been 17 years, have you?
No, I'm Marty's close. No. I've been with Wings probably 7 years.
Okay.
Somewhere around
so you're a veteran, but you aren't a founding member.
No.
No. But so I'm curious, what got you involved with Wings for Life? What was it that you said, this is the organization I want to stake my claim to?
Well, I worked with adults with DOH, and after I retired, I thought we need to get through to kids.
Gotcha.
They're the ones a lot of times that are coaching their parents. So, I saw what adults could and couldn't learn or wouldn't learn.
Sure.
And I thought...
Well, you mentioned that, and my wife is a second grade teacher, and she's going in her 26th year now or will be here in a couple weeks.
That's wonderful.
And one of the things that she notices a lot, especially where the parents don't speak Spanish or they're not fluent in any way, and that child is in essence the interpreter, the liaison for that family, because the child learns English in school. Right. And so the child speaks and can conduct business in English fluently, where the parents can't. And that's not uncommon here in Roswell. We have a lot of families that are first or second generation here that their kids are the ones that have been rooted solely in this community,
Right.
and so they have to be the Sherpas for the rest of the family because they don't speak the language, they're not able to connect, and Wings for Life can help take some of the burden off the kids and help these families, but at the same time give those children the resources to thrive and take what they've got and run with it, and so that's that cool part is to sit down, and so by helping the parents, you're helping the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's giving the parents the resources to be good parents helps, and that creates the foundation for these kids. That's parenting's the hardest job on the planet. No one
agree.
No one, everyone says hardest jobs in the world, and you hear like air
Without
traffic.
a manual.
Yeah, and you hear air traffic controller or lawyer or doctor or something. It's like, no, parent is the number one, and then it's the worst pay of all the jobs. But I mean, as far as terms of cash, but as terms of rewards, it's the best. But that's and unfortunately, there's no manual, like you said. There's no guide. There's no set of instructions that came with this kid that you just had, and so you rely on your own experience, how you were parented. We use all these tools, and not all of us got the same tools. So if you never had them, how are you supposed to know how to use them? And so that's where Wings for Life comes in, and that's it. It's judgment free. It's just, hey, let's get you where you need to be. Who cares why you're here? It doesn't matter.
Right.
That's not the point. The point is, what can we do from this point onward? And that's where Wings for Life really goes in, and so that's why you see them in the jail, because those are some people that messed up, and probably their foundation is not correct, and that's half the reason they're there to begin with, probably.
Yes.
And so to stop the cycle, because guess what, these folks have families too, or will at some kids and
they
things
do, right.
if they don't already, and we want to make sure that that they can provide, and they have the resources to make that foundation so that those children don't end up back in jail. They have a plan. They have a desire and a dream and a path to follow. And that's all we're trying to create here is just providing the devil in the details to make those kinds of things happen for families. And that's kind of it.
And you said exactly what we're trying to prevent with our school programs is teach kids how to be good citizens, good people, and use those skills so that they don't end up making bad choices.
Absolutely. That's half the battle in life. And the older I've gotten, that's kind of the realization I've come to. And sure, you want to educate, you want to learn as much as you can, but not all of us have those same opportunities to get there. I get that.
Right.
But there's one thing we all can do. You can be nice. You can be polite. You can be
a good person.
A good person.
Right.
And guess what? The areas where you lack in terms of knowledge and understanding, that gap swallows, because if you're just nice and polite and cordial and treat people decent, doors open. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go work hard for that person because that person's just generally a nice person.
Right.
And if you act and do and live your life that way, regardless if you didn't have the tools to get the good education or didn't have the resources to get the $700,000 a year job, you're on the path to, to find your happiness, just being nice and especially in the world we live in today, where everybody's TikTok videoing everybody, and every little weird interaction in human nature is now on a video somewhere. It's kind of putting the mirror back on us as a society. This stuff didn't just start happening.
Right.
Some of this has been happening for a long time. It just wasn't caught in a public forum of any way, shape, or form.
Right.
And that will continue to happen long after all of us are on this earth. The one way you can impact that is how do you and how you put yourself out there and how you interact with people. And you're going to find that if you do it the right way, everything's going to come back aces for you. Sure, you're going to run into one every now and then. That's life.
Yes.
But you're going to find out that doors open for you. People are more willing to help you. People, even when you screw up, people are willing to, if you show that you're a good person and you care.
Right.
And that's just it. That's that's half the battle in life.
Yeah. Right.
Is caring and showing up to be a part of it and being just nice and being a good person. You don't realize how many things can get accomplished that way, and some of us have to learn that the hard way. And I think that's where Wings for Life really comes in, and it's just like, look, we're not we're not teaching you, how to make a nuclear bomb here. Nothing that complicated. This is something that
just
because your life just didn't cross these paths. So let's expose that and show you how it should be. And once you realize, okay, then things start working out. Things start getting in line. People start, just your goals and dreams start becoming reality because you start doing steps that move you in that direction. And no one wants to be in jail. No one wants to live in poverty. No one wants to be unhappy. No one wants to have to be angry at people all the time. No one wants that. Life just kind of puts us in those places. And if you sit down and take the time to really think, what can I do to avoid these things? And half of it is just being nice and having the right attitude. And once that happens, the rest works itself out. And it's so hard to explain for someone. And you can't tell people it either. Like you tell, especially young people, because we're all young and we all knew everything in front. When you're a teenager, no one can tell you different because you know the world right then. It's just all of us are like that. It's just that phase in life. But that now more than ever, it's just to remind them. It's like, look, just be a human being to someone, and you realize that that's what the humanity part's. That's the good part. That's when humanity's good. We're all seeing the negative. We're all seeing our own inner little demons and children side, and I hate waiting. I hate doing this, and then it turns out into the world here. This is the skills that you say. All right, just take a breath, calm down, do things that if you have anger issues and things. All right, let's find some ways to relieve stress, to relieve those things. That's what Wings for Life does, is find that kind of stuff.
Exactly what we teach.
That's what they teach the skill sets. Yeah.
Good decision making. And
I think education, that's probably your biggest, like if you could say, what's the one thing that Wings for Life does, and sum it in one word, educate. I think that's probably the best word off the top of my head. There might be a few other good ones, but educate's probably.
Educate, absolutely.
Give opportunities.
Give tools. Give life skills and tools. To have a positive life. And
so let me ask before we talk about the event. I'm sure you're always looking for more people and stuff. What's the best way to, like if some people are listening, it's like, dude, what a great organization. Why am I just finding out about this? I want to step up. I want to volunteer. I want to get involved. What's some good ways to do that?
You can contact us through our website, Roswell Wings for Life, or you can email us at roswellwingsforlife at gmail.com.
Okay.
Or you can call us at 575-840-5731.
Very good. You guys also have a Wings for Life Roswell Facebook page, too, if you want. I thought I saw one at one point. Or is it not very active?
It's we had a little glitch.
Oh, so it was hacked. Trust me, as serving on boards, and I know all about the historical side, it was almost a year before we could even get into ours. So I know I know that pain.
We had a little situation, but we're working on it.
But reach out to now. Please understand, Wings for Life is national, I think maybe even international. It's a huge organization. So when you if you don't remember websites and you want to do like the Google search, put Roswell NM in there. Otherwise, you're going to learn about Wings for Life in a lot of other places, which is great.
Right. In Albuquerque.
But if you want to get directly involved, then you need to reach out to the Roswell chapter.
Yes.
Unless you want to go to Albuquerque or another place and do things, they could use you too, I'm sure.
Right.
But we want to invite families out this Saturday, July 29th. At St. Andrew's Church.
Yes, 505 North Pennsylvania.
Yeah. They're, by the way, excellent church. They're always helping people in the community, like many churches are. One of the unique things that I'm not sure with now that we're kind of post-COVID how much that's still going on, but they do like a pet pantry. They do.
They have the pet pantry.
They have a people pantry, but they also have a pet pantry too. So if you'd like to drop off dog food donations or money for vet bills, things like that, litter, dog and cat needs. I think it's once a month they come in and let people come and get food and things like that for their dogs and stuff. But if you'd like to donate, that's a great way to help out too. We mentioned the church and it popped in my head. And one of the many things that goes on great there. But this Saturday, Wings for Life will be there, and we're going to have a free back to school event. Again, while supplies last here. And then you guys have vouchers for shoes?
For tennis shoes and socks. And we have 75 vouchers. So for the first 75, come in and register. Yes. And we'll have back to school supplies as well.
Okay.
From 11 a.m. to 2.
All right.
We'll have lunch.
Just by experience, you might want to be there close to 11 just to make sure we get, I get it if life's happening, you come anyway, but if you're really hoping to get school supplies and stuff, to be there closer to 11 than 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
But lunch will be going the whole time.
We'll have games. It's a fair, so we'll have games.
A lot of fun and stuff. But if you also want to learn about the resources and the different groups and the different parts of Wings for Life and where, that could help you and your family, please, this could be your foot in the door to a complete change in life. So you come out and get a free pair of shoes or some school book bags or something, but this might be that meeting you have that really sets your life into a pattern you really wanted it to go towards.
Right, yes.
And that's what I love, like young couples out there. All you 18, 19, we got married, and now we have a family, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, dang, we're adults now. What happened?
Right.
Please reach out to Wings for Life, because I know you're trying real hard. I know, but there's days where you're like, what am I doing? What's going on? And if you have enough of those days, it can really eat you up. Don't let that happen. I get it. Being an adult's hard. It sucks, especially when you do it when you weren't quite ready to do it. You know what I mean? Because life handed it to you that way.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
That life happens, and it doesn't matter what happened. It happened. It's already happened. Where are we at now? What can we do about it? Let's make things better for everyone. Your kids, yourself, your family.
Exactly.
That's what this is about. So it's Wings for Life. It's not about what happened in the past. It's about what we're going to do from this moment for the rest of your life, and how do we
for the whole family.
How do we make you fly?
Right.
That's
Yes.
exactly it. And that's and half the battle is being humble enough to ask sometimes too. And I get that. Some of us are proud. You don't know. I'm going to fight through this. I don't need help. And I understand that point of view. I really do. Because you do want to be self-sufficient. And so that's a human thing, to be ability to handle your business and take care of yourself.
Right.
But we all fail sometimes.
Sure.
We all struggle. We all need help. And it's not even on your fault. You can't do something if you don't know it exists.
Right.
That's just, you can't do it. Just because someone else knew it and you didn't, that's not your fault. You didn't know it. But once you learn about it, and then what you do with it, then it's on you. It's like, okay, now you know, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
But if you don't know, why beat yourself up over it? Why let that drag you down deeper into the abyss? All right, cool. A tool that helps me. Let's learn how to use this and use it till the wheels fall off.
Right.
That's Wings for Life. It's to show you, to expose to you opportunities that you may not know existed or did not realize the significance of that thing.
Yes.
That's the other thing too. You're like, oh yeah, I'm sure it does this, and you're like, no. I get what you're saying, but it really does. Once you dig,
it really makes a difference.
And I'm getting very general what I'm talking here, because each unique situation is different. But but that's what Wings for Life does. If you need help because your family's not functioning correctly, it doesn't matter financially, emotionally, physically, whether there's barriers logistically that's preventing things.
Right.
None of that matters. If your family needs help, Wings for Life wants to help you.
We do.
And that's what it's about. It's about helping people and helping. So love to get volunteers, and we'd love for you to come out Saturday.
Yes.
Get there at 11.
Learn
come
more
out to
about
St.
our
Andrew's
programs.
Church. Yeah.
Yep.
Come out, learn more about it, get involved. I hope some people are like, I never heard of Wings for Life. Or I heard, but I thought they were just the jail people. You know what I mean? And I hope they come out on Saturday and they're like, oh, okay, you know what? And next thing you know, their family goes from trying to make it happen to now not only make it happen, but doing it comfortably and creating more and more opportunities for their family. That's all any family wants. You just want the best for you and your family, and you want to make sure that your kids have it better than you did. That's 99.9% of all families in the United States and America, and I would even say the planet Earth. That's what they want. That same thing. Right. We don't all agree on what that is exactly, but that's another story. But that's what we all want, and Wings for Life wants to help give you the tools to do that. Yes. And that's the difference too. It's the tools. It's like, hey, we can give you a bunch of pencils and book bags, but that's going to help you now. I want to teach you how to do this kind of thing for the rest of your life, and that's to the point
how
where
to be healthy.
You can be self-sufficient,
family. Right?
And then maybe down the road be able to pay it forward and be back. It's like I've lived in those shoes. I'm now in a better place. Let me do for somebody what somebody did for me 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And that's
that's humanity.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's the wonderful full circle.
Absolutely. But again, it's this Saturday, the 29th. It'll be at St. Andrew's Church, which is, what's the address on Pennsylvania there?
505 North Pennsylvania.
North Pennsylvania there.
Right by
and
the post office.
Great church family community. And you guys normally meet there at the church too, don't you?
We do. That's
Wings for
where
Life
we're
does. So
office.
that's their meeting home as well
Yes.
too. So if when now, how often do you have like a regular monthly meeting there, or is it just as groups and needed, or do you have like a American Legion, like we meet on the third Tuesday of the month kind of thing?
Okay. Well, we had our parenting classes that were we held at St. Andrews, but since COVID, we've been on Zoom, and we've kept them on Zoom.
Okay.
It's been actually worked out better for the parents.
I would make sense because imagine that way, they get off work and they don't have time to wrangle dinner and rustle the kids.
Or
Now
they
can
can
just
take a break from
turn
while
on the
they're at
computer
work.
and
Yes.
and while they're fixing dinner.
Right. Yeah.
and do their thing.
It's worked out really well. But next month in August, the third week, it's actually the third Thursday, we'll start our in-person family community dinners.
Good deal.
And
Well,
so
that'll
we'll
be.
start those
I'm
back.
sure that'll be excited to have back
Yes.
again, because yes, there is lots of great conveniences to Zoom, and I love it myself. I'm like,
I know.
yes, I don't have to go anywhere. I can just sit here in my socks and underwear and want to do this meeting. Yeah, but we are humans. We do need.
We need that
human
interaction.
contact and face-to-face touching and talking and all that kind of stuff. That's how we're built.
It's important. Yes.
And to be honest, that's the difference. And that's really, and you and many organizations, that was the struggle during COVID, is staying in touch.
Yes.
Especially when you're dealing with people that don't have income, that they're trying to get there, and they don't have iPads and you know what I mean?
Internet.
The toys that we all have that most of us take for granted, but to have, they're like, I got a computer, but it's kind of old and beat up, and I don't know if it can handle high tech stuff like
Video,
Zooming and things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's the thing you deal with. So it's great, and we're glad that we have it.
Right.
But there are people that slip through the cracks because of that, and we don't want that to happen either. So,
Exactly.
so it's glad to see there is the face-to-face and coming to a facility and sitting down in a room and touching people, talking to them. Because that's where love comes from, and that's at Wings for Life. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of tough love every once in a while, but it's just showing love and showing support, and sometimes a hug does a lot.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
And you can't hug anybody on Zoom. We haven't figured that one out yet.
No.
I know I got to talking and everything else here, but folks, this is one of those organizations I'm like, that people don't realize how much great stuff Wings for Life does. We have a lot of great organizations in this town.
We do, yes.
But I feel like there's some organizations that kind of fly under the radar a little bit, and I think Wings for Life is one of them. They're just quietly, you don't realize. Oh yeah, they've been in the correction facility working with people for years now. They don't sit on a mountaintop announcing it to everybody. They just go and do it because that's what needs doing, and that's what Wings for Life is. And I'm not trying to blag or anything, but you guys just quietly do your thing, and you don't have the marketing department that some other organizations have. That's all.
We are the marketing department and the IT department.
Exactly. So it really is that grassroots, families helping families, people helping people. We saw a need. We're going to pick everything up by the bootstraps and do what we can do, and just try to. And that's that's the thing, is even if we're like, I'm not sure if we're doing it right, but we got to at least try. You know what I mean? And I feel like Wings for Life kind of started that. It's like, hey, we just got to do something, and let's do, and we'll just fake it till we make it, kind of thing. And I feel like that's where now it's made it, obviously. But I feel like organizations like Wings, that's how they start. It's just people seeing a need, and they say, I got to do something about it. I don't care about, I got to go through this channel, whatever. I'm just going to go get what I need and do it and start helping people. And and that's how great organizations start. Is somebody says, I ain't got time for all that nonsense. I got to go help people, and this is what I'm going to go do.
You have to show up.
Is there anything you guys want to share, or anything that I just skipped on or we didn't get the chance to talk about? I do that sometimes.
We welcome everybody to come and join our Step Into Wings event. It's going to be a fun event. And
now, do you have any classes coming up that you want to put on people's radar? Like you're just saying, you just wrapped up one. Is there a next
batch that families can sign up for now, or
we'll start our community family dinner the third Thursday in August,
and that'll kind of set the table, pardon the pun, for the other events and
right.
things.
And then we have our monthly parenting program, which runs year round. That's our Zoom
Which
program.
I don't care if you're an experienced parent or a new parent, you're going to gain something from that class.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you're Marsha Brady or not Marsha, what's the Florence? I think Florence Henderson, whatever
Florence
her character was.
Henderson,
I don't care if you're her and have 9 kids or whatever it was. They had 6 kids. You're going to learn something.
Yes,
from this.
Sally Green, the instructor, she is incredible. She's been working with us for years, and she just has so much experience in youth development, and so she's just wonderful to talk to. She's just to support.
Sure, she's seen it, been there, done that, and experienced
like
it.
Like you said, no judgment, all support.
Well, that's just it. It's life, and life happens, and you got to deal with it. Kids do things wrong, parents do things wrong. Do we fix it? How do we? It's what we do about it. It's just that's called life. It's called and some of this is supposed to happen. Like, kids supposed to make mistakes sometimes. That's life.
That's learning.
Yeah, I mean, so just because something's going wrong, sometimes you need to let it, because that's, again, being parenting. As a parent, it's going against every fabric you're going. It's like, I just want to step in and intervene. Right. But until that child does it and experiences it on their own, they can't understand fully but that's being the parent. That's why it's hard. You got to know, it's the gambler. You got to know when to hold them, fold them, walk away, run. You got to know when to do all that kind of stuff. It's like, all right, you got to let them kind of sort it out. No, it's time for parents to step in and get involved. But that's the intricate web we weave. Yeah,
program teaches.
Yeah, and it's and depending on and you talk on 20 people, they'll give you 20 different answers on whether you did it right or not. And that's where where Wings for Life like, no, because I think some of it too is there isn't a book. There isn't, if kid does this, do this. You can't. There's no way you can even write that.
Right.
Because each child is different, and each parent is different.
That's exactly
and so you got to feel it out a little bit. That's a lot of it. It's like, how do you keep a kid? I don't know. We got to see the kid and see what's going on first. I can't just give you a book and say do these steps, and by the end of it, you're going to have this perfect kid. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that. No more so than training dogs or cats. Like, you can buy all those books, and you'll probably get some success, but each cat's got a different personality. Some will take to the training better than others.
Right.
Got that whole personality thing in the way. Good deal. But again, this Saturday, beginning here at 11, come on out to St. Andrew's Church on Pennsylvania here in Roswell. They've got, I think, 75 shoe vouchers to give away, so it's first come, first serve on those, and then back to school supplies. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about all of the different scopes of Wings for Life, whether you need the services or if it's like, hey, I don't want a backpack, but I'd love to help. I want to help some way, shape, or form. Like we said, we got 2 ladies here. They probably use at least a third person in there to help navigate. But really is, and I imagine too, like you said, now that we're coming out of the COVID world, your programs and the things that you were kind of doing pre-COVID are all starting to come back into the fold. I'm not sure if you're out of the jail yet, but I imagine that'll be coming soon.
Not
if
yet.
You're not.
That'll be coming
soon. Yeah, I'm sure that's right around the corner. Of course, they've had some issues out there that they've had to deal with, so I'm sure they're handling that before
working out,
you guys come back in. But all this stuff's coming back on the table, which means volunteers are needed, support. Maybe you were part of Wings for Life, and 10 years ago you were one of the folks that benefited from some of the stuff. Well, if you've got the ability and the know-how, we'd love to welcome you in to show what you learned and show the next generation here. That's what it's all about.
We'd love that.
And our school program will be starting the second week in school. We'll be in all the elementaries,
Excellent.
all the middle schools, and University High.
Excellent. So that being said, mom and dads, parents, if your kids come home from school talking about something they learned in Wings for Life, expound upon that. Have it at your dinner conversation or wherever you do that kind of thing. Do that there that evening. So
pick up her permission slip this Saturday or at any of your schools and get signed up, registered, and you can start the program.
Awesome. Please take advantage of this stuff. These are the things you can do to help your family. If you want, you're like, what are things that Wings for Life is one of them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the greatest, because the people that are successful, the greatest people that you see on the planet have done the most amazing things, people that society look to and look at as, wow, those are amazing people, I guarantee you there's somebody that helped them along, or some buddies, a bunch of buddies.
Mentors,
yes,
definitely.
That's the one thing you're going to find, that everything in common, all these people of greatness that we look at in the annals of history, or on TikTok or Twitter for that matter. Every one of those people had people in their corner, raising, helping, family. Yep, every one of those people. Yeah. So that's, if you want to give your family the same kind of opportunities, that's where you start it. Give them where they take it, that's up to them. But you just give them the tools to do it, and hopefully they flourish with it. And that's what Wings for Life is. I feel like I've been in a little soapboxy today, but that's okay. It's okay. I believe in the project. That's why I get like that. These are the kind of things. These are the things that are good in our community, and we should put them on pedestals and tell everybody about them. We got enough negative crap in this world. Let's put the good stuff on pedestals and show that. So, thank you guys. Thank you for what you guys do, and we appreciate. And anytime we can, you guys need to get on to promote or help with anything, reach out. Be happy to do that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate
anytime.
it.
And well, come on out Saturday. Come on out, and like I said, first 75 will get vouchers for shoes. That way you can go pick your own shoes, because I know shoes are like purses, and everyone's like, "Ooh, I don't like the colors." Like, no, we don't.
Pick whatever style.
Now you can go take your voucher, and you can have that argument in the shoe store there.
That's right.
Exactly, because I know I'm married. I know I like that one, but this here, it's like, oh boy. Very good. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you all next time. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
For having us.
Anytime. All right, it is 9:57. Man, this hour just zipped by. Let's take a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of the Chavez County Fair. They salute the hardworking 4-H and FFA kids in our area, striving to be their best every day. As farmers and ranchers themselves, the crew at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply knows the hard work that goes into making farming and agriculture what it is today. And from the Everyone's a Winner program to actually investing in these future farmers and ranchers during the Junior Livestock Sale, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is proud to support the Chavez County Fair. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd.
Are you an accountant looking for a job?
And I think I can say without fear of contradiction that the ideal job for you is accountancy.
Well, you're in luck. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is hiring an accountant work order clerk. Interested in applying? Drop by the CVE office or apply online at cvecoop.org. A full job description and other open positions can also be found on the website. Apply, and you just might become part of the CVE team. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is an equal opportunity employer.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-503-3735. 800-503-3735. 800-503-3735. That's 800-503-3735.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally